Talking Ball Y'all Media proudly brings to you Friday Night Gridiron, powered by Diamond Productions. Their motto is, we don't set the bar, we raise it. Now let's head out to the stadium and join the voice of the Maroon Tide, Clay Sweet and Ricky Whitaker.
Welcome into another awesome Friday night here in September from Lee Triplett Stadium, and we have a doozy set up in front of us tonight. The Greyhounds from Ocean Springs pay a visit to our homestanding Maroon Tide. Two perfect teams to this point, a 3-0 Ocean Springs, and then your Maroon Tide with a flawless 3-0 start as well. I'm Clay Sweet, as Jeff Lysette so elegantly stated there, coming into our broadcast. To my right, as always, Ricky Whitaker and Slick. This has got the billing to be a real heavyweight fight tonight.
It certainly does, Clay. I think most broadcasts have this as the Coast game of the week, and there's no doubt about that. I think it's going to lead up to that for sure. And going to be a balmy 83 degrees here at kickoff in just a few minutes. We're about 30 minutes out from that, but starting to flirt a little bit with that time change, right? So the sun's showing up different when we get here. The lights are already on tonight, so ready for just a great game tonight.
Yeah, man, and we'll do a deep dive as we go along here. We always kind of do that early in the week with our preview podcast, and we're certainly thankful for the Ocean Springs staff, in particular Coach Jake Bramlett, Bingo, who does a phenomenal job with their media stuff, and then the voice of the Greyhounds, Jeff Shepard, being able to trade notes really with all three throughout the week really enhances a broadcast. We hope that you'll enjoy our coverage of tonight's game. We appreciate Mossy of Picayune being on board this year with our pregame sponsorship. And Rick, probably don't say this enough, but this is really impossible for us to do without the sponsors. The listeners give us an excuse to be able to do this on Friday nights, which I certainly enjoy. I hope that comes across maybe more than anything else to the listeners and viewers is just how much we enjoy covering the Picayune Maroon Tide football program and the staff, the access that the administration gives us. And it's nights like this, Rick, not that we don't prep and get ready for a 1-2 against a 1-2, but it certainly helps, right, to have a 3-0 versus a 3-0 in front of us. Two quality clubs will be really well coached. Rarely will you see either one of these teams not show up and be particularly prepared for their opponent.
Yeah. I mean, it's, again, man, two really good young coaches have their teams ready to go. We'll see two disciplined teams out here tonight, teams that are going to fight hard and really kind of have the same philosophy. I mean, they're going to line up and not going to get too flashy and try to trick you. They're just going to line up and run plays. And the plays that they believe that they can execute.
Yeah, and when you look at their win a week ago, Rick, it's certainly got our attention because it's a Pascagoula team that they beat in a tight ball game. It was an interesting high school football game in that all the scoring took place in the first half, right? And so both teams were able to pitch a shutout in the second half. When you look at that box score, look at the details in that ball game, Rick, kind of tell us about the win over Pascagoula for Ocean Springs a week ago.
Well, I mean, and we'll dig a little bit more into their young sophomore quarterback, Clay, but the job that he did, Chalmers Berglund, in fighting back, I mean, that's a game that starts out with his first pass attempt of the game is a pick six, and he's got to bounce back from that. So used the running game to help him out with that and really showed a lot of composure. I think Coach Bramlett said it best when we had our preview episode with him. He's putting a lot on him, right? And he's doing that so he'll be ready for his senior year. But the ability to fight back, and again, we're talking about, if you did catch our preview, two SEC commits in that Pascagoula secondary that they had to come back and fight against. So really hard-fought ball game, and to be able to grind one out like that, you think about a team that runs a spread-type offense like they do to be a point-happy team, but they're okay grinding.
Yeah, and that's interesting, right? The time of possession may be kind of a wash tonight. Both teams are going to look to possess it. As you said, both coaches, I think, understand football well enough to be pleased with a 4 or 5 yard play. They don't have to get too cute, don't get too fancy. Ocean Springs will show more formation-wise in the way that they'll spread you out. But I really think that Coach Feely on the offensive side and that offensive staff, along with the leadership of Coach Stogner, have done a pretty good job over the past few years of showing some different formations themselves to kind of expose some weaknesses and to open up. You always hear it, you know what 4 or 5 plays Picayune's going to run. Well, there's a little eye candy that goes on pre-snap for your Maroon Tide as well.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than that, Clay. And you mentioned it. They've done a good job of throwing some wrinkles in there. I think the coaches that we've met with through this 3-game season has really agreed with that too. But I think there's a lot of good positives. I mean, when you can run a pretty vanilla playbook against quality opponents, non-district, I think you want to do that, right? You might have 100 plays that are great and trick plays and all this other stuff, but if you're doing that when you don't have to, why? There's really no point in doing that.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the compliments that Coach Dubose, a newbie really on the coast, when you look at a guy that's won 3 state titles, comes in, coaches Biloxi for the first time, and then he is so complimentary of the belief that Picayune has in what they do, the way the kids believe in what Picayune's going to do. And sometimes you can lose a kid. We're both raised at high school youngins right now. In my behalf, is a really good kid, but about the 3rd instruction, you're lucky if you got the 1st or 2nd. You may speak differently on Sophie,
no,
but
I mean,
it's a lot, right? You're teaching 14 through 18-year-olds how to do anything, and if you've ever interacted with that age group, even if they're a special kid, it's going to be tough for them to take in a whole lot and go out and execute that at a high level. I really go back to what Coach Dubose, the KISS system, keep it simple, stupid. And that's a lot to that when you're trying to get real high efficiency. You'll hear Cody Stogner after this 2-minute break, and he uses the term machine to have all the spots really moving and operating as one. And sometimes when you have too many moving pieces and parts, there's just more that can break. The Tide certainly have had a really good role. You know, Dodd Lee certainly built this program back to kind of its glory days, and then Cody's even kind of doubled down on that. So it's been neat to see this staff work. A lot of us, these young men right in front of us, we're getting a look at senior night here for the Tide. It comes early. That's by design. Coach Stogner going to put it on a night that's not a district night, which, man, that's really smart. Basically all sports have started doing that to be able to honor the young guys and not have a district opponent, a game that really, when you look at district games, those are the ones that matter. And so that's going on in front of us. I promise you, as a Talking Ball Y'all media group, we'll honor this group of seniors. But from our perspective, from a media perspective, that's kind of tough to do in week 4. So we'll double back and make sure that happens. If you're watching on the live stream, and we appreciate that you are, if you'll go over to the YouTube channel, you can see the sights and sounds pointed back out towards the field. You can actually get a look right now as Jackson Harrelson up top is kind of scanning the way, and you're getting to see those seniors honored. And so if you would, it would help us as we're really trying to bolster the YouTube channel. If you would share and subscribe to the Talking Ball Y'all channel there, that would help us in our efforts. You can share that link through a text message. You can do it through your socials. That would really help Ricky Whitaker and I. And once again, don't look at us like go over there. We just use this Facebook platform as really an infomercial to go find that YouTube channel. Slick, we'll hear from Cody Stogner after a 3-minute break. You're listening to Picayune Maroon Tide football here on our Mossy of Picayune pregame show.
Protecting your personal belongings is a basic human instinct. You've worked hard for what you have. At Executive Storage, we are dedicated to providing you true, secure storage options and peace of mind. With 2 convenient locations to choose from, you can trust us to protect your personal, family, and business assets. Give us a call today at 601-798-5700 4000 and let us help you protect your most prized possessions.
A lot goes into powering this community. That's why your Touchstone Energy Cooperative wants you to know we've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge we honor every day. From our member service representatives to our linemen and those making sure the power you use is there when you need it. We've got you. Always.
Brought to you by Coast Electric, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Thanks for stopping by Marcia Picayune. We're proud to be your family-owned GM Superstore, serving Mississippi and Louisiana with new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here, you're more than just a customer, you're part of the Marcy family. We offer a family-friendly atmosphere backed by GM-certified parts and service and a team that's here to help you every step of the way. Marcia Picayune, it's small-town friendly service with big-time savings.
We appreciate Marcy Picayune and their sponsorship of our pregame show. They always get the chance to sponsor this segment, and this segment is our segment with head football coach Cody Stogner. And then by with head football coach here, Cody Stogner, on senior night for the Picayune Maroon Tide, and got a worthy opponent in front of us, the 3-0 Ocean Springs Greyhounds. Coach, always good to be back at home. We get to do back-to-back here at our place, and we've got back-to-back big coast opponents. Kind of tell us what you know about the Greyhounds.
And they're good. I mean, all around a great football team, well coached. They play hard. They get after you. They can beat you in a number of different ways. They've got a good recipe for having a really good football team, and it all starts at the top. Coach Brandon, a lot of respect for him. They're doing a great job over there, and they, year in, year out. So it's going to be a good test for us. It's going to be a good test for them. I think all eyes on the state are on this game tonight. But that's what we want. We want to prepare ourselves for big football games because we have a lot more big football games that come ahead of us in the future.
Coach, we always look back a week. What'd you like when you went back and reviewed the Biloxi tape?
We're just getting better. We're getting better week by week. I like the fact that we were gashing them up first, but then of course I didn't like us turning the ball over, and I also like seeing our defense kind of have their backs against the wall and really respond the way they did down in the red zone to hold them to no points, and really love seeing giving them only 6 possessions for the game. That's Picayune football right there. So I just overall, all in all, I like seeing us getting better in different aspects of the game where we hopefully by November and that time we're clicking on all cylinders.
Coach, we often talk about in our coverage complementary football, and you said it just listening back to Coach Dubos's coaches show. I always like to hear kind of the week after what they say about us, and he hammered at home. When you're playing a guys both ways like we've had to and like we're gonna do, that complementary football to have everything click, and how important is that for us?
I mean, it's all important. I mean, we consider ourselves a machine, and if you got one part missing or one part messed up, it ain't gonna work. And you get 11 guys out there. Everybody's got to do their job. You can't do anybody else's job because then the machine don't work. So, I like where this team's going. Our senior leadership really stepped it up the last couple of days, and that's good because the best teams are the best are player-led teams, and we're starting to see that senior leadership step up, and obviously we want to get better at that aspect, but it's getting there, and it's making me proud to see these guys really taking the reins and running with it.
Coach, we're at almost midfield. We've got Cam Quinn and Adarius Fortenberry warming up in front of us. That secondary, going and finding some turnovers. Rick and I were looking at it. The turnovers to this point of the year, we're in pretty good shape. We've got some takeaways. That's a big part of winning football.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you're in the plus margin of the turnover game, you have a really good chance of winning a football game, and right now we are. We just want to make sure we stay there. We preach every day, take the ball away, get the ball away, but also we got to hold on to it on offense. We put it on the ground a few times on offense, but we have yet to turn it over, knock on wood, obviously. But, anytime you get a chance, you're plus. I think we're +4, +5 in the turnover game. That's always good when you're a plus because that gives you extra possessions, gives you an extra chance to get points on the board, and also keep them off the field and keep their points from off the board.
Coach, we got a start from a sophomore at quarterback. That'll get your attention as a head football coach, but he did a lot of winning things last week. He didn't light it up in a passing game, but he did just what the Tide needed. And talk about the start from Rayburn last week.
He was the player of the game. He was the player of the game. He came in and did exactly what we asked him to do and what we expected of him. And, stage wasn't too big for him. I think it was a blessing in disguise. We were able to get him again against North Shore some to kind of get a taste of him, get his feet wet. But, he came in a little bit last year as a freshman toward the end of football games, but he was never, he came in, started the game off, handled the offense really well, really took control of everything. I mean, just think of the heads-up play right over here. Me as a sophomore quarterback, I'm trying to fit that thing in and getting that completion percentage up. But he did the smart thing and threw it away, and obviously we got the big penalty right there. So, my hat's off to him. He's going to be a good one for us. He's going to get us an opportunities tonight as well to get in there and continue to keep getting his feet wet and get more experience. And just really proud of how he led our football team last week.
Coach, this should be fun tonight, man. I appreciate we talk about it a lot. We appreciate your scheduling, man. Me and Slick don't sleep through any of these, so we appreciate the way you
come to
schedule.
my house talking about don't sleep through them, man.
These are fun.
But you know what? That's what it's all about. You want to play good competition. You want to see where you stack up against the best in the state, and these guys are obviously one of the best in the state. So, it's just going to make us better. And I really believe we're going to make them better as well in their respective classification. So it's good football, man. Everybody loves good football. Nobody wants to see a blowout. Nobody wants to see. So everybody wants to see good football, and I think that's what you're going to see tonight between two good programs.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
So there, Rick, an awesome chance to hear from Cody Stogner. Kind of give us your thoughts. This is always one of my favorite segments on what you heard from Cody Stogner there.
What I love that he said his sophomore quarterback and Rayburn was player of the game, and we mentioned that. We thought he managed the game very well. Just because you're not throwing passes doesn't mean you don't have to go manage the game as a Picayune quarterback. There's a lot that they ask from those guys in the run game. So that really jumped out to me. But he talked about possessions, holding Biloxi to 6 possessions. You talked about complementary football. What does that really mean for a listener? When you've held someone to 6 possessions, you think about this. We had several 5+ minute drives and then a 4-minute drive. You're talking about eating up a quarter of the game with your offense. What does that do for the defense? That gives them a lot of time under that tent, watching back film, preparing, resting, being ready to go. And I think that was the difference. The Picayune defense closed out. Biloxi's defense got tired. So that's what we're going to be looking for tonight from this Picayune Maroon Tide offense, is to get those long drives to help that defense to be able to regroup and make the adjustments they need to make.
Man, we'll be able to tell you more, as you said, we'll be looking for tonight when we return after this 2-minute timeout on your Mossy of Picayune pregame show. We'll have the tell of the tape tonight as we'll take a 2-minute spot. We'll return and have your tell of the tape. Talking Ball, y'all, presents Picayune Maroon Tide football. This is your Mossy of Picayune pregame show.
Hi, this is Sandy Kane Smith. I'm running to serve as your next Pearl River County Tax Assessor Collector. I've been responsible for managing over 100 employees, multi-million-dollar budget, and audits across all areas of county government. I will make sure you will get a fair assessment, fully staffed office, and bring back hometown customer service. Thank you for allowing me to serve the last 16 years as your Board of Supervisor. I truly appreciate your confidence and support, but on November the 4th, I need your help. Your vote makes the difference. This is Sandy Kane Smith, and I will see you at the polls.
Paid for by Sandy Kane Smith for Tax Assessor Collector.
Since 2017, Cruz Law Firm has proudly served the people of South Mississippi with dedication, skill, and results. Whether you are facing a complex legal battle or simply need trusted guidance, our team will work tirelessly to deliver the outcome you deserve. Bill and his experienced team handle a wide range of legal matters, from real estate closings to personal injury, and from wills and probate to criminal defense. We've got you covered. When life gets complicated, we're here to simplify the process and fight for you. With 2 convenient locations in Pearl River County, Cruz Law Firm is ready to stand by your side. Call 769-242-2500 to schedule a consultation for your specific need. That's 769-242-2500, because your future is worth fighting for. Looking to buy or sell your land, home, or commercial property in Pearl River County? Then it's time to call the hometown experts at Valente Real Estate. Our friendly local team is here to make sure your real estate dreams come true with personalized home searches, expert guidance, and flexible property showings that work around your schedule. From the first showing to the final signature, we're right by your side, making sure your experience is smooth, stress-free, and right on time. At Valente Real Estate, we believe in more than just closing deals. We build lasting relationships, one happy client at a time. So whether you're ready to find your dream home or sell your current property, visit us at 109 North Main Street in downtown Picayune or give us a call at 601-799-3477. Valente Real Estate, where your next chapter begins.
Diamond Productions is a premier live production company specializing in audio, lighting, video, content development, and production management. With an uncompromising attention to detail and a standard of excellence that exceeds expectations, we deliver seamless events that engage, inspire, and impress. At Diamond Productions, the bar isn't set for us, it's set by us.
Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have two locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
Thanks for stopping by Marcia Picayune. We're proud to be your family-owned GM Superstore, serving Mississippi and Louisiana with new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here, you're more than just a customer, you're part of the Marcy family. We offer a family-friendly atmosphere backed by GM-certified parts and service and a team that's here to help you every step of the way. At Marcia Picayune, it's small-town friendly service with big-time savings.
We'll now join the anthem already in progress. Great rendition there of the national anthem and a beautiful prayer prior to that. And Ricky Whitaker, we are almost set to get this one underway. So let's get a look at the Talking Ball Y'all tell of the tape tonight for this matchup of the Picayune Maroon Tide at home tonight against the Ocean Springs Greyhounds. And kind of tell us how you see it, Rick, as we get a look at the numbers here for this tell of the tape.
When you look at it on paper, Clay, it's pretty similar. Points given up, points scored, pretty even across the board. The big difference for us is we're a run-heavy team, so you see that 310 for us on the ground, 6.7 yards per carry. But what you don't expect to see from a spread-type team is look at Ocean Springs' numbers there. They're averaging about what we are on the ground, 195 and 6.2 yards per carry. But 156, 18 yards per catch through the air. So offensively, you're going to see a balanced team that you got to be ready for this Picayune defense. What I'm really impressed with, Clay, is you go back and look at some of the state championship teams we've covered. Coach Hayden's always harped on we got to get more turnovers. We got to get more turnovers. We have taken it away as a defense 7 times this year, and that's a really big deal for me. Impact players for the Tide. Zay Dennis has been the workhorse. 418 on 51 carries, 139 yards per game. Hawthorne, Jordan and Jamari, Colin Agana, these guys have combined for 461 and 5 touchdowns. Stallings leading the way for us in tackles with 10 per game, 3 tackles for a loss. And Nolan Wilson, the big Alabama commit, 3 sacks, 5 hurries, 4 tackles for a loss. And we talked about the interceptions, Clay. That's been a big deal. 4 of them from this secondary. Cam Quinn's got 2. Jordan and Jamari both have 1.
Yeah, that's awesome to be able to see this, and for the viewers out there to be able to look at that and see it in front of them. And so good job, good work by you and Jackson Harrelson, our media group here, kind of venturing out. You and Jackson have done an awesome job. Jackson up top with the camera work, and also being able to really work inside of OBS along with you, Ricky Whitaker. Tip of the cap to y'all. Now we'll get a look at the captains out at midfield. This is fun when it's senior night, as you'll get a look at the Tide. They'll send their whole senior class kind of back behind the group of actual captains, the 4 Ocean Springs that they have sent out, Rick. A good-looking group, as you would expect them to be. That's Brody Sayons for the Ocean Springs Greyhounds, along with Jaden Ross. Ross certainly fills up the screen there for the Greyhounds. As Bailey dressed in 3 for Ocean Springs. And then for the Tide, it was that senior group, as you see them make their way back to run out as a entire team. But that's a good senior group that's had a ton of success for the Maroon Tides. The honorary captains tonight were that senior class.
They certainly have, Clay, and we'll go to the Ocean Springs side for just a second, too. And 2 of the guys that were out there, you've already mentioned how big Ross is, but 3 and 4 for them. Got a chance to talk to Coach Bramlett before the game, and these 2 guys, they're going to be at that outside linebacker position. They're in a pass-heavy league, so not really run stoppers, but, boy, those guys have been the heart of the defense, not the biggest, both stand at about 190. Does those 2 guys for them, and Jacoby Bailey and Brody Sands combined for 60 tackles through 3 games, 13 tackles for loss, and a pair of sacks. So that's a couple guys we're going to have to make sure we're blocking tonight.
Yeah, and they've got the young linebacker and Hathorne in there. It'll be kind of have to make sure I go in a first-name mode tonight. Jamari Hathorne and Jordan Hathorne have been so good for the Tide, and then a Hathorne of their own, just a sophomore. He kind of jumped out to me on tape. Bryson Hawthorne, an inside linebacker, just a sophomore. They've got some good sophomores. That's a good class, as a senior class was a good class. These 2 senior classes tied up in a 9th grade championship that was a real good ball game. Whitehead was the quarterback at that time. And Colt Robertson, of course, was the quarterback for the Tide, and that was a back and forth. A guy that played a big part in that game, maybe should have played a bigger part, was Macon Burnett. He was both offensively and defensively. He's still not able to participate with the Tide, a lower leg injury for Macon Burnett. We certainly miss him, and he was a key player in that ball game. It was a tight game, a game that the Tide did not win, and that has stayed with this senior class for the Maroon Tide. They are yet to forget it. Tide going to be in maroon breeches, maroon tops, white numerals, those beautiful maroon headgear, as Eddie Cruz is taking a couple steps forward and just popped this one, an angling tight kick over towards the far sideline from us. A fair catch called for and made at the 33-yard line. That's where Ocean Springs will go to work. Ocean Springs and white bottoms, white tops, blue numerals, those beautiful gray headgear, that Ocean Springs look. I always have liked that particular gray they use for headgear. It looks nice tonight.
Yeah, it's a really nice color, Clay. And young sophomore Chalmers Berglund going to come out 24-41, 421, 5 touchdowns. Their turnovers have been there through the interceptions, but they like to take shots on first down. We'll see what they do here.
And I really like our secondary if he's going to try to do that. Looking to throw early. He's got a guy underneath. It's caught. A good tackle, I thought, after the catch, but released. And now across midfield to the 40. Nope, the 35 of the Maroon Tide. Thought there would be a tackle made. I was getting ready to compliment that tackle, and then Harlan gets loose. A good run after the contact and a nice play for Ocean Springs to start their night. They flip the field, now have it at the Tide 37-yard line. Another pass, and it's caught. This is Whitehead dancing after the catch. 25, he's got the sideline. 15, 10, finally pushed out of bounds at about the 7-yard line by the naked eye. We'll see where they spot it. They'll put it at the 6. So 2 plays for Ocean Springs, and Ocean Springs has ripped off yardage all the way down to the 6 of the Tide.
They have, Clay, and it's been poor tackling on both of those plays. Coach Hayden's going to get that fixed, but Whitehead, boy, he is a weapon.
Yep, it's hard to find him in a phone booth, and he was tough after. Shotgun set for the sophomore QB. He'll give it to Baggett. Tide with a better job. Nope, not a better job. Another missed tackle or two as Baggett will run through 2 would-be tacklers at the 5. And, Rick, that was on 2 of the 3 play calls from me that I fooled the listeners. Thank goodness they're watching on the YouTube stream because I thought we had the Greyhounds for little to no gain, and both times on 2 of the 3 plays we missed tackles. Ocean Springs leads at 6-0 after a 6-yard touchdown run by Baggett. The PAT unit is on. The kick is up and good, and Ocean Springs with only 29 seconds leads this one 7-0. This won't be a happy Diamond Productions drive summary, Ricky Whitaker, but it'll be a short one.
It's going to be a short one, yeah. They've run 3 plays, poor tackling on 2 of them, and Baggett goes in from 2 yards out to put Ocean Springs on top. And, well, I mean, Baggett's a big kid, Clay. He's only 5'10", but he's near that 200 mark. And then we'll see another sophomore that'll probably mix in some in the backfield with him. Coach was very high on him as well. And that's going to be Lanny Waltman. We'll see him working some. But pretty easy for them. That first drive, Pickens got to answer here.
Yeah, just poor tackling. I mean, you look at 2 of the 3 plays were going to be little to no gain, but turn into one a touchdown, other some explosive plays. And so not a good start for the Tide. Ocean Springs on top, 7-0. 29 seconds it took the Ocean Springs Greyhounds to jump on the Tide. Fortenberry catches it on a hop at the 4-yard line. Adarius with room. 30, 35, up to the 41-yard line of the Maroon Tide. So a great start. Tide going to have a big return. Started at the 4, got it to the 41. We'll call that a 37-yard run by Fortenberry. Fortenberry, an explosive youngster for the Tide, a senior. And he'll get the Tide with pretty good starting field position. 41-yard line, Tide at their own 41, going to go to work. Tide trail this one 7-0. 11:24 to go here in our opening frame. It's going to be Ghana and Zay Dennis back behind the senior Colt Robertson. Colt was out last week, back under center. And here's the pitch and slam down. Going to be a 2-yard loss. We're going to say a yard loss back to the 40 is where Zay Dennis is going to be smoked, Rick. No blocker on the first guy through. Had an open shot at Dennis, and Dennis did a good job just holding on to the football, but it will be a loss of 1. Now brings up 2nd and 11 back at the 40.
Yeah, Ocean Springs got a lot of people in the box, Clay.
A bunch of helmets up there. Going to try to work off the right side. Will Zay Dennis goes right up the right hash for 3-yard pickup. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Gets it to the 43. Not where you want to be here, and that's kind of behind schedule. A 3rd and 8 for this Tide offense. two wide receivers out to the left. That's Junior James, the furthest to the left. Ghana and Dennis. Is going to be a pass out, and it's caught at the 45 midfield to the 46-yard line. Enough for the Sticks. Very well done by Colt Robertson to his teammate Jordan Hathorn, and erase that 3rd and 8. Enough to flip the field, get it over to the 47 of Ocean Springs, and more importantly, get the Tide a first down.
Yeah, it's going to be an 11-yard pickup there for that pitch and catch, and a good block by James to help spring Hawthorne.
Yeah, James, the younger brother of a guy we certainly enjoyed, and Christian James have enjoyed getting to know Junior James. Another tackle for a loss for that Ocean Springs defense. Back to midfield and a loss of 3.
And that's Brody Sands on that tackle, Clay. Plays very good on that outside, very quick. We mentioned only 190 pounds, but he comes up and plays very, very big.
Yeah, he did there, Rick, and it's just inside the Ocean Springs side of the field. And they're trying to run the power, that tall sweep out to the right, and just knifed in perfectly, did the defender. So 2nd and 13 from midfield. Going to send Jordan Hathorn in motion from left to right, and they'll actually put it in his belly, and he'll slip. He was trying to plant and cut up, and when he did, he'll slip. He'll gain a yard. You never know, Rick, on that type of play, but from our vantage point, it was going to be a big run for Jordan Hathorn, but just couldn't turn it up and slip down almost at the line of scrimmage. Will give him a 1-yard gain.
Yep, he did, and I tell you, man, he had room, and a guy who didn't slip was Big Mitchell Smith. He mauled an Ocean Springs defender.
3rd and 11 from the 49 of Ocean Springs. The toss to the left this time to Jamari Hathorn. A minimal gain, going to set the Tide up in a 4th and 6. They'll spot it at the 44 of Ocean Springs. So Tide most likely going to go for it, kind of no man's land. Here you're at your opponent's 44-yard line. We'll say 4th and 7, Ricky Whitaker. 8 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Visitors from Ocean Springs on top, 7-0. Darius Fortenberry, the lone wide receiver to the left. McKinley, the fullback. It's a pitch again to Moto. They saw something they like. Big play for Moto, 25-20, 15-yard line before he's rode out of bounds at about the 11. Boy, that's a brave play call even in this Picayune offense. The toss, sweep to the left, better known as the power. 4th and 8, Ricky Whitaker, and it was never in doubt. Jamari Hathorn with a ton of room gets it, they're going to say, to the 14-yard line. A big run there for Jamari, a 30-yard run for Hathorn. He 1st and 10 from the 14.
Yeah, Hathorn comes in and lights a spark a little bit for this Maroon Tide offense.
Yeah, good job blocking over on that left side to free Jamari Hathorn. That's Edgar Cruz and Bolden, as it'll be a give to McKinley. McKinley was in at the fullback position. He'll drive ahead for a couple yards to the 12. So Tide trying to respond. Trail this one 7-0. 7:15 to go here in our early going.
McKinley's had 30 yards on 3 carries coming into this game, Clay, so that's a 10-yard per carry average.
Here he is at the fullback. A good spin by Dennis. The spin from Dennis going to get him to the 6 of Ocean Springs. Be a 6-yard pickup, make it 3rd and doable here. 3rd and about 2.5 when they get it sorted out. So this is the type of drive the Tide needed. Faced a little resistance there, had a 4th and 8. But the left side of the line, maybe the best blocking job we've seen all year long, as there wasn't a greyhound in sight that allowed Jamari Hathorn to break off a 30-yard run. Now have it to the 6 of Ocean Springs. Here's a good run by Dennis. He's in. 1 point of being even, 7-6, as Dennis going to have a 6-yard touchdown run, and the Tide have found room to work off of the left side of that offensive line and made it work, as Zay Dennis with a 6-yard touchdown run. That is Dennis's 5th rushing touchdown. He's got a receiving touchdown as well. Tide trying to even it up. These extra points certainly important. Eddie Cruz into it, and it's good right down Main Street. 7-7 as we will get the Diamond Productions drive summary from Ricky Whitaker as the Tide get it to even.
Exactly what you want to do if you're the Maroon Tide, Clay, on their opening possession. They take 5 minutes and 1 second off the clock. They run 10 plays. They go 59 yards. The spark was lit by a big 30-yard pickup by Moto, and Zay Dennis goes in from 6 yards out to even this thing up.
What a beautiful response there by the offense. The key play to me, Rick, was the 4th and 8, right?
Yep.
You get a ton of room on that left side. That's Edgar Cruz, Javian Bolden. The Jacob Nixon has been at center some throughout the year. We'll get a look and see who's at the center position when they come back out. A.K. Burnett over on the right side and Mitchell Smith over on the right side as well. And Zay Dennis with his 6th rushing touchdown. Get the Tide to 7-7, 6:23. See what the Tide do with this kickoff. It's always interesting. Cruz has got the leg to reach the end zone. We've seen it a couple times. The first kick to open the night was an angling pooch kick, fair called at the 33. Here they're going to let Cruz hit it a little deeper. Will be caught at the 22. Room to run on that far sideline and all the way up to the 43-yard line. And so Ocean Springs going to have pretty good starting field position at its own 43.
Yeah, and a really, really strong hit there by Stallings. We used to call that sideline deadline, and he delivered it.
Yeah, bad news was it was after a 20-yard return. Stallings is certainly a striker. He will whack you, Will Stallings. Leads the team in tackles. He plays that spot that's really, you kind of look at Picayune, and it's been running back you, if you will. It's produced some pretty darn good linebackers as well, and he's the next in line, the junior, Kelvin Stallings. You're going to be in shotgun all night that we can tell on tape, and it's not always going to be Berglund. He will be there now, and he'll get the Tide to jump off sides. And so, Rick, you get the touchdown you want, the response touchdown, but since then you've given up a pretty good return. Now you've jumped off sides and made it 1st and 5 now from the 48-yard line.
We've seen a little bit of that on tape. Bergman going hard count on 1st down to try to get 5 free ones.
3 wide receivers to the right. That's the way that he is going. He has found his big brother right down the seam for a nice catch to the Tide 40-yard line. So a 12-yard reception, brother to brother there. That's Chalmers Berglund to Hayden Berglund. Hayden Berglund, a big target, 6'4", 225.
Yeah, listed as a tight end, Clay. He plays a lot in that slot, and he is not afraid to work the middle of the field. Not the fastest kid, but a big body, knows how to get in between the linebackers and the safeties, and Big Brother's going to look his way if he flashes that he's open.
We have the Heat timeout. We'll take the timeout as well. 7-7, 5:59 to go in our opening quarter. We'll hear a word from our sponsors in return.
Protecting your personal belongings is a basic human instinct. You've worked hard for what you have. At Executive Storage, we are dedicated to providing you true, secure storage options and peace of mind. With 2 convenient locations to choose from, you can trust us to protect your personal, family, and business assets. Give us a call today at 601-798-4000 and let us help you protect your most prized possessions.
After the Heat timeout, it's 1st and 10. Ocean Springs has driven it to the 40 of the Tide. And a 7-7 ball game here in the opening quarter. A little trickery here as a reverse and was looking to pass, and a disaster for Ocean Springs. The Tide will take it. A slow developing play, even with all the eye candy. And look at the Tide speed, Rick. Going to drop Ocean Springs all the way back to their 46-yard line. A huge loss on the play.
And, Clay, what a play by the sophomore, Colin Nagana, pushes the quarterback back, disrupts the runner, and then makes the tackle. What a heady play by the sophomore.
Yeah, good football player, and he has set it up second and very long. Berglund trying to get it all back. He's got a guy overshot him. Incomplete at about the 16-yard line. Just overshot his intended receiver in Harlan, the junior that you heard Ricky Whitaker talk about in our Mossy of Picayune pregame show. He had a step or two, Rick. That was going to be a touchdown, but just overshot by the sophomore Berglund. Now it's third and very long for Ocean Springs. Yardage to Gets all the way to the 28 of the Tide. They'll snap it at their own 41-yard line. Excuse me, their own 46. See if the Tide can get pressure here. Third and very long.
Yeah, but that was just a straight go route, one that Berglund wishes he had back. One-man route, everyone else going short.
5 wide set. Berglund trying to go underneath. Has found his brother. First down and more. 15-10, 5 touchdown. It's the brotherly connection from the quarterback. Chalmers Berglund finds Hayden Berglund, the slot wide receiver / tight end. Just depends kind of where they're going to line him up tonight. And here they've lined him up for a 54-yard touchdown reception. Third and really long, Rick, and that's a backbreaker defensively. You had him on one of those get-off-the-field type downs. Instead, you give up a 54-yard touchdown pass to Berglund. The PAT is good, and Ocean Springs right back on top, 14-7 with 5:03 remaining in the opening quarter.
Yeah, that's that play that we saw a lot, Clay, on tape with big brother Hayden Bergman running that post route, middle of the field. And on that play, Stallings not quite as deep as he needed to be maybe in coverage. He finds a spot in there. Little brother throws a good ball, and that puts Ocean Springs up by a score.
Berglund to Berglund, a brutal combination as you studied him, as Hayden came in with really good numbers. He came in with 6 catches, 137 yards, and already 2 touchdowns. He's added to that total tonight. And Tide had a good response drive a minute ago. We'll try to duplicate that with 5:03 to go in the opening quarter. That was started by a good return by Fortenberry. See if they choose to kick it in a different direction as Fortenberry, the deep back, he's joined to his left by Grayson Alds. They'll try to find somebody different with it, but it will be Fortenberry that grabs it at the 15. He's got another good return. A high-type attempt of a tackle, but he's still loose. 35-30. Will he score 20, 15? He will. Fortenberry going to take it to the house. Scooped it up at about his 15-yard line. Did Fortenberry, and then 85 yards later, the senior, Adarius Fortenberry, has hit a home run. We're a PAT away from getting it back to even as Adarius with an 85-yard touchdown return.
What a job for not just the speed of Fortenberry and awareness, but you could see it, Clay. The front line of that return group opened up a massive hole for Fortenberry. He gets through it, navigates his way to the sideline, and 85 yards and a cloud of dust, and the easiest drive summary that we've had this year.
Good snap back from McKinley. Good hold by Rayburn, and kicked right through the uprights by Edgar Cruz, who we'll call Eddie. And that was well done by the Tide. You talk about a response, and barely a breath it took you to give the Diamond Productions drive summary as Fortenberry hitting in a cleanup spot there, banged one home, a big home run hit from him, and the special teams. You mentioned it. There's some schematics, some scheming there by special teams coach Neil Lawler. Opened up a nice spot for Fortenberry to run through, and he can really run, Rick. I mean, he's a guy that's a super good athlete, comes through a long lineage of good athletes. A lot of them put on displays right across the street at Kelly Wise from us, but Fortenberry, a good basketball player in his own right, has been able to do it over here at Lee Triplett Stadium, and what a start, 14-14.
A lot of fireworks here on offense, Clay, and going back to the Fortenberry return, not an easy ball to field. He had to charge it, one that probably would have rolled into the end zone. He charged it so fast, if he misses it, boy, I think could have ended up behind him and could have went the other way, but does a good job of grabbing it, attacking it, and let his feet do the rest and his blockers.
And speaking of attack, look at Edgar Cruz. Puts it 2 yard deep. I like that kick. If Cruz can get you that result 7 out of 10 times, we'll take it. Banged it through the end zone. Going to be a touchback for Ocean Springs because it takes away, it eliminates the play we just made, right? It eliminates that kick return. And honestly, as valuable as health is, it eliminates a bunch of those collisions for guys who are super valuable to you. So I love the old kick it 3 yards deep and make Ocean Springs drive at 80 yards. That's what they'll have to do here. It's bag it to the right hip of the quarterback, Chalmers Berglund. Berglund calls for it. He's gotten it. He's putting it in the belly of Baggett. Baggett going to run through a tackle or two until Mitchell Smith found him at the 24-yard line. A gain of 4, but he paid the price. That was the defensive back, and Jamari Hathorn coming in and making a nice play, and then Mitchell Smith cleaning it up. Early defensive reps here. Big snaps for Mitchell Smith on the defensive side. 4 down linemen defensively for the Maroon Tide.
Yeah, just his own read there, and we got to make sure we get our hands on Baggett because he picked up an extra yard where we should have had him down. Hard runner.
He really is. He was whacked there by A.K. Burnett, but it was after the yardage needed, I believe, for the first down. Depends where they spot it, and they'll spot it short. I think from the Tide perspective, we got a break with this spot. They're going to spot it at the 29, make it 3rd and 1. Boy, Burnett trailing the play showed up in a bad mood. I'm not sure how Baggett held on to the football. Credit that young man for doing that.
Yep. And boy, we got a fun matchup here too, Clay, between Ross and Nolan on this edge here. A couple of SEC commits. Man, a lot of stars behind their names. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yep, one scheduled to go to Mississippi State. The guy for us, Nolan Wilson, scheduled, of course, go play for the Crimson Tide over in Tuscaloosa. Going to be a 5-yard pickup. Will be enough for the first down, and that was Baggett doing just what he needed to do for the 5-yard pickup and enough for the first down.
It'd be interesting to see, Clay, given the quick answer by Picayune. Ocean Springs defense didn't have a lot of time to break. So let's see if he uses his offense, slows things down a little bit. Looks like the sets he's running, he's doing that. And that was Bergman under center.
Under center, which you rarely see, and it didn't work, as he will be dropped back as a sack back at the 27-yard line. That was Amari Scott able to get back there. That was a linebacker blitz dialed up perfectly by Coach Hayden. I was looking as Cody Stogner had my full attention as there was a face mask actually against the offense in Ocean Springs, maybe trying to grab a face mask on the way by to slow down Scott. Tide will decline that penalty as they're going to spot it at the 26-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and 26. So a big sack there by Scott. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. This is the sophomore now in at the tailback position, and Waltman off the right hip of Berglund in the shotgun where he'll be most of the night. That was a hold by the SEC guy on Nolan Wilson. Surely it'll be flagged. I don't see one. Yep, there is a flag on the far side as Nolan Wilson. It was going to be a nice run by Berglund. The quarterback called his own number off the left side, but there were 2 holds along the line that allow Berglund to do that. I'm almost positive that will be the call. We'll wait for the official indication.
Yeah, and Bergman, 66 yards on the ground coming in. Hasn't been a true runner in this offense, but shifty enough to make the most of it. That time had a little bit of too much help from his offensive line.
Indeed he did. As if you're watching on the Facebook feed, go find the YouTube channel. It's being live streamed there. That's the Talking Ball Y'all YouTube channel. If you're enjoying it on the YouTube channel, please subscribe, please share. Look at this, Rick. This is going to bring it after the holding penalty has marched back to the 15-yard line. This is 2nd and 30 as the yardage to get almost at midfield at the 45. A timeout on the field. Did the Tide burn a defensive timeout here, Rick?
I don't know. I don't know if that was on them or on Ocean Springs, but going to be a big play here. I mean, you got a chance to get your defense off the field here in 2 plays. You're facing 2nd and Beach Street. See if the Tide defense can take advantage of this. But an odd play design. We haven't seen Berglund under center a whole lot, and that's probably why. Well, I was going to go play action fake, but what a perfect defensive call to have a stunt on that. Nothing Bergman can do.
Yeah, Scott, who's done a really good job in that linebacker core for the Tide, making a big play on that. And as you said it, he was put in a really good spot to make that play. That was his 3rd tackle for a loss. He has 21 stops along the way coming into this ball game. That puts him 2nd leading tackler, him and Stallings, in that linebacker core. See if we can get him to throw it to somebody in dressed in maroon here. Cam Quinn's got back-to-back games with picks. I'd like to see him hit him right in the middle of that 5 with one. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 long wide receiver to the left. That was Whitehead, who had gotten a step or 2, but Fortenberry did a good job getting back in the play and is going to deflect it down at the 48-yard line. Incomplete. Good makeup speed shown there by Darius Fortenberry. Maybe a touch underthrown allowed Fortenberry to get back in that play guarding the speedy and dangerous Whitehead.
Yeah, just another go route there. We call that the non-route, and what I like most from that play out of Fortenberry, Clay, was he was able to hold up and not get the pass interference. You mentioned it was an underthrow. That's usually those ones where you can make contact. Nice discipline there and control by Mr. Fortenberry.
3rd and 25. 3 wide receivers to the right. 2 wide receivers to the left. Sherrod Whitehead is at the top of your screen. He's in one-on-one coverage. Looking to the right now, works back to his left. Now they'll just call his own number. He's got room to work. He's out to the 35, just to the 37, which is a big gain, Rick, but in a perfect world there for Ocean Springs, he could have got 10 more. It's not going to be that world, and they're going to have to punt it away. As he was scrambling around, Coach Hayden knew the cushion, the pillow he had to work with it being 3rd and so long. So even getting it up to the 37, Ocean Springs still facing a 3rd 9, going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, really good defense there. And that time, I think he was looking for his brother again on that post route, but that time Picayune had it well covered.
Jordan Hathorne, the deep back, just going to get away from it, and a good effort, a good punt, going to be killed at the 13-yard line, as that was a good job by Peyton Williams, the senior. Killed it inside the 20. That's always a check box for a special teams coach to be able to mark down, and good job by that man. Usually good soccer programs are going to produce good special teams. Ocean Springs certainly going to fit in that category, and we got to see some of their specialists warming up. They were fun to kind of watch warm up, Ricky Whitaker. This is going to start the Tide at the 14, a good punt. 1:22 to go in our opening quarter. We've had a fun one so far, 14-14 in this one. We've seen an 85-yard kick return, and we've seen a Zay Dennis 6-yard touchdown run for the Tide offensively. And then it's been fireworks in the passing game for Ocean Springs.
Yep, only the 2nd offensive possession here. Hard to believe in a 14-14 ball game, but that's what we're at. Offensive line should be fresh as a daisy right now.
I like it. Let's see what that freshness can bring for the Tide. 2 wide receiver set, 1 to the right, another to the left. That is Jordan Hathorne and Adarius Fortenberry. Fortenberry at the bottom of your screen. Here's the pitch to Zay Dennis. Dennis trying to spin out of a tackle, stronger than you may think, as he's going to back his way in that run to the 20, Rick. That's a tough 6-yard gain by Zay Dennis. Started a back pedal about 3 yards into that as he wanted to spin but got held up and only got half of that spin, which put him running backwards for 3 more yards. Good tough run. 2nd and 4 from the Tide 20.
Yeah, nice effort there and a good start again. you can see it, guys, if you're taking in our live stream, that's a loaded box, and it's hard to get any yardage, and he gets 6 out of it.
Zay trying to get the corner. Not going to be able to do so. There's that man again, Rick. You've already mentioned him 3 or 4 times. He's tough to find. He's a good football player for Ocean Springs. He just flies up and makes another play, does 6 for the Greyhounds. That's Aiden Watson.
Yep, and that time Watson comes all the way from the other side of the field, Clay, to run down that play. They able to get outside at times, but a lot of speed here for this Ocean Springs defense, especially at that linebacker spot.
Yep, that's going to be a loss of 2, so the Tide will face a 3rd and 6 when we come back from our quarter break. Man, what an exciting first quarter. 14 all as we head to our second quarter action after this 2-minute timeout. We appreciate you watching Talking Ball, y'all. Coverage of Picayune Maroon Tide football.
The days of hiding your money in a mattress or burying it in the backyard are long gone. Our friends at Bank Plus can help you save for a rainy day. Hurry in and let their friendly staff help you with all your banking needs. Stop by any of their locations today at 115 Williams Avenue and 951 Memorial Boulevard in Picayune or 105 North Main Street in Poplarville.
What an incredible first quarter there, Greg Ducker, with our Diamond Production sideline report.
Well, a very exciting first quarter. Lots of things going on. You know, Tide starts out and missing some tackles, trying to do some hard tackling, missing some assignments. Then we get our offensive gear, get going. Fortin with an impressive kick return. And we've done a better job as we closed out the quarter with tackling. So excited to see what the second quarter holds for us.
Yeah, this is going to be a doozy, Greg. We appreciate your report. We'll hear from you again, as that was the Diamond Production sideline report there with Greg Ducker. First play out of the break, and it's Wilkins. Wilkins with a nice catch off the hand of Colt Robertson, and he's all the way to the 20-yard line of Ocean Springs. What a good play call and perfect delivery by the senior Colt Robertson, who just moments before kickoff, the family announced will be committed to play baseball over at Mississippi Gulf Coast, and he hit a spot there with a 61-yard pass. Those orange gloves that Ontario Wilkins displays, flash those just in time to grab it, and then a big run after the catch. Have the Tide within the 20 of Ocean Springs, have it down to the 19-yard line. Here is Jamari Hathorn trying to run through a tackle or two and has 10-5 touchdown. Be a 19-yard touchdown run by Jamari Hathorn. We call him Moto, and Moto with a move at the beginning of that run, and 19 yards later, your Picayune Maroon Tide on top 20-14 as we await the Diamond Productions point after. What a move, Ricky Whitaker, to get loose.
Yes, it was, Clay. It was a heck of a move there. Moto kind of looked like a pinball machine, got knocked over, but he spun out of it and was able to pick it up. And, boy, what a great play, and a guy that I've been thinking about this week who we're ready to see a coming out party from him, and that's Ontario Wilkins. We know what kind of athlete we believe he is, and, boy, he showed it there. And another great drive summary for the Maroon Tide. They take 2 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. They only have to run 4 plays there, and it starts out by that 61-yard pitch and catch between Robertson and Wilkins, and then Moto does the rest. He goes in for his first touchdown of the night, and great start to the game for Colt Robertson, 2 of 2, 72 yards on the night already. That's a heck of a start for our passing game. I think we had maybe 56 total through 3 games.
Yeah, we didn't have a completed pass a week ago. That game didn't call for it. Something told you this one would. And the Tide have been able to deliver and been able to maybe change. You've talked a lot about folks on the stream, and as much as that silver as you see in the box from Ocean Springs helmet-wise, they'll start to move around a little bit, maybe have to give some different box numbers if you can show that passing game, and then the tailbacks doing what they need to do. As that was a good job by Jamari Hathorn to make a couple guys miss, turn it into a 19-yard touchdown run. That was Moto's second touchdown on the season. Cruz going to put it over on the right hash, Will Edgar Cruz. That pink mouthpiece dangling. Takes 4 steps forward, and he has put a boot in this one. 6 yards deep from Cruz. He likes it. Couple head bobs from Cruz. That's back-to-back touchbacks from Edgar Cruz. Teammates call him Eddie. Kind of picked up on that a couple years ago. Kid that's a multi-sport guy. Strong soccer player. Had to give up basketball for soccer. Tells you a lot about his footwork, Rick. He's been good on the O-line this season as well.
Yes, he has, Clay. Been great on the O-line. And what a good start. We've talked and you've seen it. This stacked box from this Ocean Springs defense, we've saw some negative runs, but still about on par for the Maroon Tide. 12 rushes, 73 yards as a unit, and just at 6 yards per carry.
Berglund looking to throw again, and it's called underneath, run after the catch up to the 30-yard line. Boy, oh boy, Rick, I hope that machine you use for stats has got a good battery power to it tonight. We're going to see some stuff. This game's got that kind of makeup offensively, as that's a 9-yard pitch and catch. That's the sophomore Berglund finding that underneath stuff, and then the run after the catch is where it's been tough. As Harlan with the grab, 2nd and 1. It will be a give to Baggett. Baggett with a big run, 41. He's still alive up to the 44-yard line. He is a handful to bring down. We knew he would be, but he's even better in person, as Solomon Baggett is a thumper, Ricky Whitaker.
Yeah, runs like he's about 215, and he's not down until he's down, so you have to finish him off all the way. And we've seen a little bit of a different change here in the secondary, 2 deep safeties for this Coach Hayden defense, trying to take away that middle, and they do it right there.
Beautiful pass deflection by Cam Quinn. He was in good coverage by the hip of Harlan and was able to deflect that one. Textbook type coverage, going to be incomplete. Set up 2nd and 10. The ball is spotted at the 43-yard line of Ocean Springs. 21-14, and a track meet tonight. 10-19 to go before our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. A lot of fireworks here at Lee Triplet. Baglett going to be sent from left to right. Here's a big tackle for a loss, kniving through and making a play. That's a Ghana back there, but who made the initial stop, Ricky Whitaker? Was that Amari Scott again?
I think that was Scott again on that play.
It was. Scott dressed in 12 for the Tide. 2nd leading tackler, only to Kelvin Stallings. He may take the lead from Stallings just in the way that he's being positioned and playing so far tonight, having a great game. That's not to take anything away from Stallings, who checked on somebody on the sideline earlier in a big way.
And boy, what a game. What a start of this game. Ocean Springs in a 21-14 ball game last week. It's 21-14 now in about a quarter and a half.
Berglund with a screen and have it set up perfectly. Baglett off to the races. Midfield 40. Walking the sideline, finally escorted out of bounds by Hathorn at the 31-yard line. So a big gainer, and Coach Hayden had a blitz on earlier. How do you defeat the blitz? A little middle screen, and the patience from the sophomore just to dump it to Baggett. And so a chess match between the head coach and Coach Bramlett, and then the defensive coordinator and Seth Hayden, and that was a good play for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, it was, and a really good tackle there by Moto. Got blocked, but still was able to get just enough to knock the defender, offensive player, out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the Tide, 31-yard line. A back off to each hip of Berglund. He will give it to Waltman. Waltman with a strong run. That's the sophomore down to the 20-yard line. A great-looking kid on tape. And him and Baggett are brutal combination of backs. Have it to the 20, and it's 1st and 10 from there for Ocean Springs.
Yeah, Waltman's 190 pounds himself as a sophomore. Both backs run really well behind their pads. They keep their legs moving. Just very tough to bring down.
And in this set, they'll move Baggett from the left hip out in motion to the right. It opens Waltman up with a big running room. He's down to the 5-yard line is Waltman. He covers the ball up and lowers his shoulders, Rick, as soon as he gets it. Like he runs in a stance like he's waiting for contact, and he can do that and still hit top speed pretty quickly. And he's gotten it to the 6 of the Tide. It'll be 1st and goal from there.
Yeah, that's that chess match we talk about. You want to put 2 safeties back, we're going to run the ball and make you bring them up.
Here he is again as he'll go in for a 6-yard touchdown run. Will Waltman went to the sophomore. Baggett started the drive. The sophomore and Waltman able to finish it off with a 6-yard touchdown run. We're a PAT away from being back to even at 21 apiece with 8:17 to go in the second quarter. What a physical finish up to the drive that was for the Greyhounds as we await the point after. Snap back's good, hold good, the kick, and it is good off the foot of Evan Tye. Tye with a PAT that's right down the middle, 21-21, 8:17 to go in our second quarter of play. And Ricky Whitaker, boy, this is a back and forth for both. The one kind of oddity being the 85-yard touchdown return by Fortenberry, but both offenses kind of having their way here in this opening half.
Yeah, they really are, and it's been just a great cat and mouse game here between the offenses and the defenses. And that time, you got your sophomore quarterback. He's been sacked already once, had to scramble some, and I think Coach Bramlett says, hey, let's get physical now and get him back comfortable again. But I think that the adjustments are going to continue to be made. It's going to be a back-and-forth kind of cat-and-mouse game as we go. We saw it from Picayune, right? You want to load the box up, we're going to go play action, hit our tight end for a big gain. So a lot of fun. Just can't make mistakes.
Here's an onside kick. It's still loose. I think the Tide may have it, but it's going to be close. Ocean Springs awfully happy about it. And let's see who's going to come up with the football. Ocean Springs going to get it on an onside kick, Rick. That was a perfect hop. And so the hop was perfect from the Greyhounds' perspective. The Tide, after hitting a home run and special teams with an 85-yard return, now have given possession away with a kick that we were kind of retreating, getting ready for our blocks, and then a tip of the cap as you couldn't have hit it any better. A perfect hop, and Ocean Springs going to take over at the Tide 43-yard line. A well-done Ocean Springs special teams play, going to put their offense right back out.
Yeah, we're going to put the defense back on the field for Picayune.
Here's a give to Baggett. Baggett with plenty of room to work. That's a couple holds, too, but I don't see a flag up to the 33-yard line. That's almost got to be a flag. Huh, Rick? I see Ocean Springs upset. We may be shielded here from a flag from holding. There was a couple to choose from, and rarely do I do that in my play-by-play call.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there, Clay.
They are discussing it, and there is a flag that we were shielded from, and so they'll back it up. They're actually going to get the wide receiver for the hold, so it still will be a bit of a gain. We'll move it from the 43 to the 39 as it's a spot of the foul penalty yardage. So the line of scrimmage for Ocean Springs now will be the 39, and it will bring up 1st and 7 over on the left hash. This offense is cooking for Ocean Springs. Same can be said for the Tide. 21-21 with still 8:07 left here in the second quarter. Another give to Baggett. Makes a couple guys miss before he will dive forward to the 33. So a 6-yard pickup will bring up second and very short.
Yep, content running this ball. Trying to run some clock as well. Ocean Springs knows, Picayune's going to have the ball to start the second half. trying to burn as much clock as they can and see if they can go in with a lead here at the half. Picayune a good job of holding them to a punt and scoring, but then Ocean Springs answers and get the onside kick back to try to even things back up.
Second, a long one as Waltman again. He has spun out of a tackle at the 25 down to the 15. And Baggett's been good. Waltman's been even better for Ocean Springs. Came in kind of talking about the passing attack, but if you were with us in our preview show, we tried to spotlight these backs, and we talked about the sophomore and what he could potentially be. He's showing off that potential. They actually put it at the 16, but that's still another 18-yard run by Waltman. Tide on skates a bit defensively, trying to pump the brakes. It's a fake to Waltman and a catch by the slot receiver in this case in Berglund. His second touchdown catch of the night. Good play action as you faked it on the inside run to Waltman. Everybody's looking that way, and a good route run by the brother of Chalmers Berglund, Hayden Berglund, able to catch a 16-yard touchdown pass to get it to 27-21. Just kind of kept that defender on his hip as the PAT is good. Tell our listeners, Slick, you catch him out in the slot there. Wasn't lined up at the tight end position. He's certainly built like a tight end. He's listed as both on our roster. He's a big target at 6'4". Kind of tell our listeners about the route that was run there.
He just running a simple post route, Clay, and the coverage we're running there with our defense, we're locked up man. We've got a little bit of a cushion for him, but what I think we should be doing is maybe getting on the inside and having an inside leverage, not head up there. That might be something that Coach Hayden looks at, but just uses that big body to get across the front of you and kind of hard to deal with.
I'd say so. Pick your poison, right? It's tough from a coordinator's position to put his guys in a good spot if you can't stop either. And he'll probably say that, guys, if you could help me isolate something to help you stop. But as a coach, when you're looking at a team that's being able to run it or pass it, that gets tough to kind of X and O that thing. And that's kind of where Ocean Springs has been in this first half. They're a good offensive football team. They're 3-0 for a reason. The Tide have returned serve every time, and here is another onside kick try, and this may be, unless it was touched early, yep, and it was. A smart play. Kane McKinley knew that the Greyhounds grabbed it at about the 8-yard mark inside of having to let it go 10, and it was going to be another beauty of a kick, Rick. If it's another hop, it's going to be tough for the Tide to be able to get on. And Ocean Springs, seeing that it's going to be an offensive ball game, have gotten an onside kick and almost got another. This will be a flag against the Greyhounds.
Yeah, so with 6:49 on the clock and the Maroon Tide starting only their third offensive possession here of this game, going to have a chance here to drive down and even this thing up before the half. Certainly that's what you want to do.
A 16-yard pass and catch from Berglund to Berglund. That's Chalmers to Hayden. Have gotten Ocean Springs on top 28-21. Good news is Tide have it at the 49 of Ocean Springs after the penalty on the onside kick. And you have to make them pay for taking that chance, Rick. A team's willing to take a chance on an Ocean Springs type onside kick. You've got to make them pay for giving you this short a field. Ty going to have a 3-yard pickup from Zay Dennis to start the drive to the 46.
Yeah, you definitely got to capitalize here. You want to be able to get 6.
And keep pace, keep returning serve in this crazy ball game we're watching. Zay Dennis off to the left side. Dennis looking for a little space, just going to take what he could get and get it to the 42. 4-yard pickup. Mitchell Smith looking to finish off a block. Has the visiting crowd in an uproar here. And it was close. Got to be careful on that type of play if you're Mitchell Smith. You don't want to back up your club with a penalty. Slick, we'll take the Heat timeout on the field, but we're going to stay here. There's so much to talk about in this ball game. 28-21, Ocean Springs on top currently. Tide trying to drive to do something about it here with 5:58 to go before the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been we sound like we're on repeat here as a broken record, but it's just been that with Ocean Springs offense. They can do so many different things. A lot of these sets, Clay, we haven't seen in 3 weeks of film footage that we've watched. So Coach Bramlett just trying to take what he gets. He's ran it heavy. He'll throw it there, but I think we got to try to get a body on 10. We can't let 10 get a free release across the middle.
Popperville up the road on top of Pearl River Central, 21-7 in the second quarter. We appreciate that report from Rob Ford. 5:58 to go before the half. 28-21 in this one. Boy, Cody said it, a lot of eyes across the state on this ball game, and they have gotten their money's worth so far. This has been some kind of fun to talk about. Tight end over on the right side of this formation. That's Wilkins. The wing back on the right was Hathorn. He's got it going from right to left, does Jordan Hathorn. To the 40, going to be shy of the first down. Going to bring up a 4th and 1.5. As Jordan was the wing back over on the right side. He got it going to the left, and he'll be 1.5 yards short of the first down. Ball at the 40 of Ocean Springs. Jordan now going to split out. He'll be the lone wide receiver out to the right. Kane McKinley at the fullback. It's Jamari Hathorn, the tailback. Hathorn found a couple blocks, and he's through the hole up to the 34. Plenty for the first down, and will be a 6-yard pickup for Jamari Hathorn. Interesting, on the 4th downs, Jamari has been coming in and playing that tailback spot. I know that's at least 2 4th downs we've done that on, maybe more.
Yep, just a really simple power play there and a great job, not just by the entire offensive line, but primarily Mitchell Smith and A.K. Burnett leading the way out there.
Yeah, if you're going to have a couple that's going to lead the way, that is a good couple to have right there. As really good football players. 1st and 10, ball now at the 34-yard line, and look at these offenses go to work. That's going to be down to the 21-yard line. That was McKinley with a 13-yard run. McKinley came in averaging about 10 per. That'll help that number. And they're going to spot it at the 23, Rick. These crews will move that football around with no regard, move it from the 21 to the 23 just real casually. Like a couple yards won't matter tonight. 4:10 left in this second quarter. Tide trail it by a touchdown, 28-21. Here's a give to Dennis. Dennis trying to make the corner, but he's got a passenger and going to haul him down. That's
that guy again.
Yes, it is, man. He's just tough to find. And Aiden Watson, he's much bigger build, but he shades of watching Amarion Tyson years ago when you just look down and you just almost know who's going to be a guy that's making a good defensive spot. Has been his type of game tonight defensively for Watson. And it's 2nd and 10, ball at the 23.
They're going to mark that as no gain. I thought he might have got a couple there, but maybe I didn't see it right.
Well, your guess is as good as mine with these spots. Kane McKinley at the fullback is Zay Dennis at the tail. Colt Robertson, a senior, under center. Good cut back by Dennis. 15-10, what vision, touchdown. Zay Dennis, a 23-yard touchdown run. And, boy, that is big league vision there from Dennis. Everything tells you to go out left with that football, but he put his foot in the ground, saw what few would see back to the right, and made a 23-yard touchdown run out of that. Dennis, another touchdown run on the night. We're a PAT away from being back even.
Yeah, my fingers and old pens here, I'm typing away on this stuff. There's been a lot happening here, but
here's an important PAT through. 28-28 as we'll go to Ricky Whitaker for the drive summary.
Yeah, Maroon Tide end up going 49 yards. They run 6 plays. They take 3 minutes and 30 seconds to do it, and it's capped off by a beautiful cutback, as you very well described it. Nice vision by Dennis to going from 23 yards out, his 2nd touchdown on the night, and we are all knotted up at 28.
Yep, his 2nd on the night, Rick. He's got 6 on the year, and That's really, I mean, we credit the staff enough, I think, that they know that we love them. But you can't coach that, Rick, to peek back to the right, feel something back over there. And Zay, if he keeps it out left, going to pick up 6 or 7 yards. He breaks it back right and scores with it. That was a different type of run there from Zay Dennis.
Strong run, and we've seen that from these Picayune running backs. Kind of had a flash of Darrell Smith there on that one, and he's watched him play a lot. But looking at it on the night, Clay, again, it's been hard. These yards have been hard for the Maroon Tide, but 19 rushes total, 145 yards, and now 4 TDs, averaging now 7.6 yards per carry. Doesn't seem like it because there's some negative ones in there, but Zay Dennis off to a good start, 11 for 68. Moto has 4 for 60. And then we had a nice run by McKinley on that last drive as well. But Maroon Tide hanging in there.
And Cruz is loose. He's hit one 5 yards deep. Right down the middle has Edgar Cruz. All these kickoffs and a big man along with the offensive line work. He's got that right boot good and loose. He knocked the stew out of that one, Rick. And Ocean Springs going to have to go 80, where the Tide you just gave a drive summary had the short field. I don't mind the chance by Coach Bramlett and the Ocean Springs side, but if you can get that penalty or recover it, boy, is that a luxury to have that short field opposed to what Ocean Springs is going to have to do. Not that it's bothered them a whole lot tonight, but going to be asked to go 80 yards for a score.
Yep, and we see that inside pressure now from Moto. He's playing that inside technique, trying to take that slant away. 10 not as much of a threat up the field, but, boy, he is dangerous with that big body across the middle.
He's over at the bottom of your stream as you look at it. Baggett going to be dragged from behind as Mitchell Smith defeated his block. Going to be a tackle for a loss, a 4-yard loss. There's a flag, Rick, and I'm not sure what this is going to be. It'll be a personal foul against the Tide. I don't know if that was on a tackle by Smith, but that looked pretty clean. He comes over the top, but it's not a horse collar type tackle. I thought that was a clean tackle, but they're going to march it in the wrong direction, as I thought that was a pretty good tackle for Mitchell Smith, if indeed that's where the flag came from.
Yeah, not sure if it was something he said, but I tell you, Clay, Mitchell Smith on defense has been playing lights out tonight. The hustle, we've seen him hustle down the field and make plays. He's playing good ball tonight.
Yeah. Big Mike used to line up in that same spot, the big brother of Mitchell. And here's a good run by Waltman. He's picking him up, putting him down. He's across midfield. He's still alive, Rick, to the 35-yard line of the Tide. What a run there from 135 to the other 35 from Waltman. Man, he is something as a sophomore, Rick. That's a bit scary to see the way he's breaking them off, and then to look down there. And I check every run. He's still a sophomore. Every time I look at the old roster, he's still a sophomore. Bad news for everybody involved if he comes off a bit shaken here.
He's one of the kids, Clay, that looks a lot better live than he did on tape. And he looked good on tape, but, boy, he's special.
He's got a different running style. He almost runs it a bit hunched over, protecting the football, preparing himself for contact. Berglund, a quarterback, going to call his own number. He's got a good pick up. He's going to get it to about the 27-yard line, bring up second very short.
Nice read there by him to keep it on the zone read. Calls his own number, finds a hole, and lets his legs do the rest. Haven't seen him run it a whole lot on the year, but you got to think with district play starting for the Greyhounds next week, they're trying to get in district mode now with their offense.
2-by-2 set, 2 wides to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Baggett off the right hip. The tailback will get it to the 20. That's enough for the first down. Going to be a 6-yard pickup. As the Baggett-Waltman duo have been tough in the backfield. You pair that with the play of the tight end who's lined up at slot a bunch tonight, and Hayden Berglund, and this offense has been plenty. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 long wide receiver to the top of the formation. Will be a give to Baggett. He's trying to get the corner, angling that way to the 10-5. He'll finally be ridden out of bounds at about the 5. That was Jamari Hathorn that just wouldn't quit on the play, but Baggett did a good job of getting Hathorn off of him at about the 16. He had to face him again at the 5, but that's after the damage was done. A really good run by Baggett.
Yeah, nice stiff arm there by Baggett, and a good job by Hawthorne to hold it off. And what's interesting here too, Clay, is we see sometimes Bergman, who's lined up in a slot now, on a running play, he may still run a route, and that takes the secondary guy out of the play. There's times where he goes and blocks downfield, but when your receivers are running routes on running plays, you got to go with them.
Yep, that's a good point, because we saw the put in the belly, take back out for a touchdown a minute ago. So they're selling everything to you defensively. They're not letting you rest at all. All options kind of available. 28-28, there's a timeout taken. Ball rest at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5. 1:10 remain here in the half. This would be huge either way, right? If you go into the locker room for Ocean Springs standpoint with a touchdown, but if the Tide could figure out a way to get it stopped here at 1st and goal from the 5, that would be huge before the break.
Yeah, it would be really big, Clay, but impressed overall. You look at penalties the last few weeks for the Maroon Tide. Outside of that hard count that Bergman got us on and a questionable personal foul, Ocean Springs been penalized more than us tonight. We played pretty good ball in the penalty category.
Man, that's been pretty good ball.
It's
It's
been
just
good, pretty good ball,
I mean,
yeah.
this has been something here tonight. 2 high-level programs getting after it. You've got Berglund. That's Hayden Berglund in a slot to the left. A tailback off each hip. He'll go to Baggett. Baggett going to bang it down to about the 2-yard line. There was a spill of bodies that actually went into the end zone. I had to pause to make sure that wasn't Baggett with the football. That was actually Waltman finishing off his block, the sophomore back off the left side. It will be 2nd and goal from the 2.
Baggett gets so low to the ground, Clay, especially in these short yardage situations. Hard to find him.
Really is. Here is a give to the other back. That's the sophomore Waltman. He was hit hard at the 1 and stood straight up like there was no one there, and then walked into the end zone. Man, Rick, we've seen some strong runners, and if he keeps doing that, by the time he's a senior, that's the kind of run we used to see on this turf with a kid like Dodell in his young days. Would just power through a guy, and that was that type of run to get it to 34-28, and that's a mouthful. Poor snap back, somehow held, and look, mark that down, Rick. That was a terrible snap back, but the young man with a great hold, and Peyton Williams able to tee it up, and then Evan Ty able to knock it home to make it 35-28 on what really should have been a missed extra point but was not. So good job on the hold, particularly by Peyton Williams, to be able to get it down for Ty to knock home after a touchdown, and Ocean Springs leads at 35-28.
Yeah, Maroon Tide going to have 41 seconds to work with here. We'll see if Ocean Springs tries another onside kick. I would think with the clock the way it is, Clay, they'll probably squib one down the middle, try to get their coverage team and have the Maroon Tide pinned a little bit deeper. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff already tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll probably, as you said, maybe hit that line drive down the middle. They're in a bit of a dilemma trying to figure it out, as you've had Fortenberry take one back for a score. He had an 85-yard touchdown return earlier in this ball game. Did the deep back and wide receiver and corner for Fortenberry, rarely coming off the field as a Darius.
Yep. And really the lone punt in the game has been Ocean Springs. That's been it.
Yeah. Everybody hitting on high cylinders. Ocean Springs leads it 35-28. Here's the kick that we've been discussing. It will be Peyton Williams, the young man who just had a brilliant hold on a poor snap for the PAT. And it's another onside kick, and Ocean Springs got it, Rick, fairly easily down the Tide sideline. Am I missing something? I mean, they caught that in stride at about the 48 of the Tide, and Whitehead catches it rather nonchalant and pretty easily there.
Yeah, it's Well, I mean, we're in a prevent or a safe type return there, the hands team, as you would call it. But, Clay, I mean, these things are placed perfectly by this kicker. I mean, he's done a great job of just putting them right where you need to put them. I don't know how you do it any better.
Yeah, and you pair that with the hold that he just had. What a closing of the half. And now it gets dangerous, Rick. They're going to possess it.
Yep.
At the 43-yard line of the Tide. You say hands. I didn't see a whole lot of attacking of the football from the Tide. I think that'll be addressed. When you go back and look at it, even from the naked eye, we may have had the guys there as far as personnel, but the mindset, I don't think, was to go get it right there at the point of attack. They may have been thinking like me. I wouldn't have never dreamed that they would have tried the onside kick.
You're right.
41 seconds left. Berglund takes a shot. He's got a guy, and Harlan open. It's caught at the 20, down to the 11-yard line. A perfectly thrown football. Harlan runs under it, catches it, gets it to the 11-yard line, and Ocean Springs going looking for more here before the half. Have it to the Tide 11-yard line.
Yeah, Berglund had some Picayune defenders, Nolan Wilson and company, bearing down on him, but hangs in there and throws the ball. I didn't know if receiver was going to get to it, but he not only got to it, picked up a nice gain.
Yeah, Harlan with a good adjustment on it, kind of caught it over his shoulder. Good route adjustment to where the ball was placed. Timeout on the field. We need a turnover, something good to happen here before the break. 35-28. Ocean Springs has it after a 32-yard completion after picking up the onside kick. That was Whitehead that was able to grab the onside kick. It was Harlan with the catch, and the sophomore Berglund kind of growing up right before our eyes here, Rick.
Yeah, he is. And boy, Ocean Springs made those onside kicks look easy. They're not, but they've certainly worked on that. And I agree with you. I think going back to that play, I think seeing that many people up, I don't think they just imagined that he would try to attempt it, but he did. Snuck one in there, hit the old flop shot, and it worked.
So they've gotten 2 of the 3 onside kick attempts in the half. And, of course, every time you get one, you steal a possession from the Tide offense, which has been good tonight. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. There's a flag that comes out. You know, we talked about with Cody as we'll wait and see. Somebody did something wrong prior to the snap. It's going to be Picayune lining up offsides. Coach Dubose and his coaches show, we pointed it out. Tide had too many men. Boy, this isn't going well here to end the half. Tide had one too many out there. Rick tried to have 12 out there. We're going to run one off. That's all I can imagine unless you see something different.
No, it was too many on the field. And, you know, last week we had a play like that. They let us or let Biloxi call the timeout and fix it. I guess the coaching staff didn't notice it.
So Tide now have it down, or Ocean Springs has it to the 6. Baggett will have it down to the 2 after his carry off the right side. Going to burn a timeout. Will Ocean Springs stop it with 26 seconds to go?
Boy, look at that hustle by Mitchell Smith. He's been hustling on that defensive line tonight.
Yep, ran it down from the backside. And, Rick, I was pulling for, and if you're taking this in and you're an Ocean Springs fan, please realize we follow the Maroon Tide each and every week. We certainly appreciate you tuning in, and we're going to be as fair as we can when your guys make a play. We always pride ourselves on doing that. But when you see that kind of momentum, how in the world does Baggett hold on? That's always a play that the ball pops loose with a big man making that kind of effort from the backside. And so as I'm watching it, I'm waiting for Baggett for me to be able to scribe a fumble in the end zone, but he held on to it even with Mitchell Smith bearing down on it.
And we talked about it with our tail of the tape, Clay. All of their turnovers have been interceptions. They have not laid the ball on the ground one time this year.
And you can see why. I mean, the way that Baggett and Waltman carried themselves. That is Baggett a bit banged up coming off of the field. He's coming off, thankfully, underneath his own power. He was tended to kind of shaking off both shoulders. And I don't know. I mean, you just can't imagine the force that Mitchell Smith, the Vanderbilt commit, would be coming from the backside and then landing on any of those shoulders at 6'4", 305. This is big, Rick. There's 26 seconds left. It's 2nd and goal. Ball rest at about the 1.5. Waltman's going to check in. That's the sophomore, Lanny Waltman. He's listed as a running back and a linebacker. He had good numbers and had shown himself pretty well in old huddle machines. Been even better than advertised here tonight. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 lone wide receiver to the top of the formation. And Berglund's going to call his own number and be smoked at about the 1-yard line. That was Nolan Wilson making the play. There's a whistle as 21 seconds remain.
There's a flag thrown in the back corner of the end zone.
Flag. So we've got a lot going on. We're going to, if you're taking it in on Facebook, go over and find us on YouTube on the Talking Ball Y'all YouTube channel. I'm going to end the booth cam. Go find us there. As a flag on the play, Rick. Did it go against the Tide there?
Yeah, we didn't get a call on what it is, and now they're going to check in Baggett and Waltman are going to be lined up on each side of Bergman here.
And it's going to move it with the penalty, not really move the football, but it's a 1st and goal situation now from the 1. Baggett trying to go out wide. Can the Tide make him pay for that choice? Ran through a tackle, but not the second. Great job by Zay Dennis stringing it out, and then his partners showed up, and that was Jordan Hathorn and Darius Fortenberry. That's really what the Tide needed to have happen, was somebody to get wide against them. And Zay Dennis, with good pursuit and got help, able to string it out and have a tackle for a loss back to the 7. There's 7 seconds left here in the half. It's a decision that Ocean Springs is going to choose to make and keep their offense out on the field.
Yeah, that was a big play there by the Maroon Tide, and got trips to the top of the screen here.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers to the right. Waltman to the left of Berglund. Berglund trying to throw to the right. He's got a guy wide open and caught. Paid the price, stayed down the barrel, but made a strike of a throw to Harlan. Harlan with the touchdown catch and a flag on the play. Hold the phone. Let's see what we've got here. Maybe something after. You still see the Ocean Springs sideline signaling touchdown. Maybe something after the play. Maybe a dead ball. I believe the touchdown will stand as the PAT unit is on the field, and it will stand. So there is a flag. It's against Ocean Springs, but it's an after-the-fact penalty. 41-28, 5 seconds to go, and Ocean Springs has scored twice here within the final minute of this half as we await the point after. Ocean Springs leads at 41-28, 5 seconds as Harlan with another big grab, and now Ocean Springs leads at 42-28 with 5 seconds left before our Animal Health Clinic halftime show.
And that was just a really good play design there, Clay. Bergman does what he does. He's that top receiver on the inside in that trips formation. He runs that slant route. The outside receiver goes up the field but runs a slant behind him, and he was open.
Yep, and Harlan, if you're going to have A and brother Hayden Berglund, if your B is this guy and Harlan, you've got a pretty good set of wide receivers. And then it's been the A-B combo of backs.
Yeah.
It's been Baggett and Waltman. They've got some options, Rick. And
you don't feel a whole
lot.
You don't feel any better when Baggett checks out and his backup, the young sophomore, checks in.
No, and when Whitehead's way down the list, that's scary because he's a really good football player.
And maybe one of the more dangerous all-around players on this offense. I mean, he's got over 100 yards on the ground this year. He's got nearly 100 yards receiving. We'll see him line up at quarterback.
Oh, he's going to play Division I football.
Yeah, he's their slash guy.
And now you have the kick that gets interesting because there's only 5 seconds left here in the half. But with the personal foul penalty, Ocean Springs going to have to tee it up from its own 25-yard line. Darius Fortenberry has a kick return for a touchdown earlier in the half. Ocean Springs actually saw how Picayune was lined up for the kick and then burned a timeout. Can't take them with you into the locker room. And so what a wild half, Rick. It kind of came off the hinges here a bit for the Tide. It was neck and neck. We've used some tennis terms, and we're holding serve and going back and forth. And then the onside kick game, stealing 2 of 3 of those. The one that they didn't get was a penalty, just touching it a yard or two too early. Has really changed this game in the opening half.
Yeah, they really have, Clay. And, I mean, when you look at it, Maroon Tide's only had 3 offensive possessions. They scored on all 3 of them, but you look at Ocean Springs, they've done a really good job of taking possessions away from the Maroon Tide. They've done that through special teams.
And here's a kick in the direction of Alds. Alds has it go over his head. He's got to fall back on it and pick it up at the 16-yard line before he's corralled. An awfully high tackle there, but that was dangerous. We've seen the onside kick in the more traditional fashion. That was almost about a 40-yard onside kick as Alds had it go sail over his head, had to retreat and finally get it. And what has been a wild half, kind of a wild end to the half as we get into our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. I'm going to sit back and allow Ricky Whitaker to summarize this half that was 42-28 in the Ocean Springs favor. A ton has happened here. Through long stretches, Tide played really good football, Rick, and then just verbalizing it and now looking up, it's a bit discouraging to think it's that wide a margin of a lead here for Ocean Springs as our Maroon Tide hit the locker room.
Well, hold on tight, folks. It's going to take a minute. Ocean Springs gets the ball first. They go in from a 2-yard TD by Baggett, makes it 7-0 Ocean Springs. Maroon Tide's first offensive possession. They answer with a 6-yard Zay Dennis touchdown run. Ocean Springs comes back. They find Berglund to Berglund for a 50-yard touchdown, 54-yard touchdown. That makes it 14-7 Ocean Springs. An 85-yard kickoff is on the ensuing kickoff by the Maroon Tide by Fortenberry. Ties it up at 14. Ocean Springs gets a punt. Maroon Tide go in with Jamari Hawthorne goes it from 20 yards out to make it 21-14. And then it was pretty much all Ocean Springs from there. A 6-yard touchdown run by Waltman tied it up. Zay Dennis goes in from 23 yards out. We're 21-21 there. Then an onside kick is what kind of changed it. Berglund, 16-yard touchdown pass. Waltman goes in again, and then Harlan gets one from Bergman. So it was all of them the last few minutes, and that puts us at 42-28.
Boy, who said you couldn't do it, Rick? You summarized all that before we get into our Animal Health Clinic halftime show, man. Who knows what to kind of expect in this second half as we'll see what both teams figure out as Ty going to go into that new awesome locker room that they have nearest to us, kind of over here in the curve on the visitors' side. Ocean Springs most likely going to hang out in the fresh air. Both teams really going to have to kind of catch their breath here at the break.
Yep, no, they are. And that's the thing. I mean, you credit Ocean Springs. They limited possessions, right? They limited Picayune possessions, didn't let them run clock. They stole a couple, and they capitalized on. That's been the difference. Neither defense has done a great job of stopping either offense tonight. They just had more opportunities than we have.
Yep, and I can't wait to hear kind of Darren Uzel's thoughts on this as he's in the box now in the booth, as we'll take a 2 or 3 minute timeout and we will get into our Animal Health Clinic halftime show.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
Hi, this is Sandy Kane Smith. I'm running to serve as your next Pearl River County Tax Assessor Collector. I've been responsible for managing over 100 employees, multi-million-dollar budget, and audits across all areas of county government. I will make sure you will get a fair assessment, fully staffed office, and bring back hometown customer service. Thank you for allowing me to serve the last 16 years as your Board of Supervisor. I truly appreciate your confidence and support, but on November the 4th, I need your help. Your vote makes the difference. This is Sandy Kane Smith, and I will see you at the polls.
Paid for by Sandy Kane Smith for Tax Assessor Collector.
Since 2017, Cruz Law Firm has proudly served the people of South Mississippi with dedication, skill, and results. Whether you are facing a complex legal battle or simply need trusted guidance, our team will work tirelessly to deliver the outcome you deserve. Bill and his experienced team handle a wide range of legal matters, from real estate closings to personal injury, and from wills and probate to criminal defense. We've got you covered. When life gets complicated, we're here to simplify the process and fight for you. With 2 convenient locations in Pearl River County, Cruz Law Firm is ready to stand by your side. Call 769-242-2500 to schedule a consultation for your specific need. That's 769-242-2500, because your future is worth fighting for.
We are back, folks, into the Animal Health Clinic Picayune Maroon Tide halftime show. Darren Uzel joining me now in the box. And I tell you, Darren, 4th of July behind us, New Year's ahead of us, but a lot of fireworks here in September.
That. Yeah, Rick, it is, man, you had 2 heavyweights. I mean, they classified this right, the game of the week. A top team in 7A on the coast, top team in 6A on the coast. And, boy, for the first 23 minutes, it was punch after punch after punch, and it was a tie ball game. But that last minute, man, 2 touchdowns within really a minute and a half or so. It makes the score looks worse than what it is. But, I mean, we've been right there with Ocean Springs the whole half. And you got to give it to Ocean Springs. You know, we returned the kickoff, answered their call, tied the game up 14-14. Then after that, Ocean Springs like, well, I'm not kicking it deep no more. And they start doing the onside, and you know, that proved to be our demise there at the end of that half. It allowed
them to steal some possessions, right?
It
and
did.
You know, we talked about it. Clay mentioned it. These soccer programs, Ocean Springs, one of those. It's got a great soccer program, but you can't hit those onside kicks any better. Now, the first one was, all right, you fooled me. But then when we're lined up in our hands team, I don't think they thought that they were going to do it again, but they did.
Yeah, they did.
They did, and Whitehead just scoops it up. I mean, that's a hard ball to hit, but he hits it in the perfect place. So credit them more than us. Offensively, 3 possessions. We've scored on all 3 of them. We had the kickoff return. But what they've done is they've kept our offense off the field. Our defense stayed on the field. And I tell you, man, 42 points, you give that up, and you don't have a whole lot good to say. Mitchell Smith's played his behind off on defense.
Mitchell Smith has played. Man,
he has hustled his tail off tonight.
Yes.
And a great ball player. We know he's a Division I guy, going to Vandy, going to play offensive line. Kind of looked like his brother tonight on defense.
He did.
He has been getting after it.
I mean, pursuing-wise, he's coming from the backfield, chasing to the sideline. He hasn't stopped tonight. I mean, he knows this is his last senior night. This is his time playing on this field is limited.
Yeah.
And boy, I tell you, as a senior, he's really hustling, and as well as some of the other seniors also. But you're right, Rick. They have Ocean Springs has kept the ball out of our hands, and we haven't been able to milk the clock. I mean, really, when's the last time you seen someone put 42 on us in the first half?
It's been hard, and you look back at it. So our first drive, Darren, that we get the ball, take 5 minutes off the clock, run 10 plays, and I mean we go, 59 yards, and I think Ocean Springs was like, wait a minute, we're not going to do that. And credit the sophomore quarterback Bergman. They put a lot on him tonight. They've asked him to do a lot more. We saw a lot more simplistic type stuff with him the last 3 weeks. I think they're looking at this as a dress rehearsal for district, which starts for them next week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will we see Whitehead come out and play in the quarterback position like we had the last games? I don't know. Maybe they're just going to ride him out and try to get him ready. But it's going to be interesting to see what we do. Very important for Picayune to score when they get the ball. I think that Robertson's done good. He's 2 for 2 on the night, 70-something yards. Ontario, hooked up with Ontario Wilkins.
Mm-hmm.
We've ran the ball against a very stacked box and found ways to do it. The yards per carry for us, and 3 possessions doesn't give you a lot to work with, but we're still averaging 7.6 yards a carry, and we've had a lot of tackles for losses on our offense. So credit them.
Absolutely, Rick. We're moving the ball. When we have possession, we're scoring.
Yeah.
We're scoring. But the thing is, Ocean Springs has stolen possessions tonight And what was our longest drive? You said 5 minutes. Was that our longest one?
Yeah, that was our longest one. And then we, we had the big play to Wilkins. That was like a 4-play drive. But this other thing, outside of the first drive, we had some bad tackling that set them up to score, not having our heads up. But, boy, these running backs, and we played Crosby with Gulfport. He's good. These guys run as hard as I've seen. And when you check out the senior and check the sophomore in, you're not downgrading a whole lot.
So, number 22, the Ocean Springs has, what is he, a senior or sophomore?
No, that's the sophomore.
Wow, that kid can go.
He can go, man. Big legs, and we knew how good the other guy was, but that's sophomore Lanny Waltman.
He runs hard.
He runs
Rick,
hard.
He runs hard. And matter of fact, I was talking to Coach Edwards as I was coming up here, and he said, watch this 22 run, and he was right. I mean, this kid, he runs with power. He's not going to run away from you.
Yeah.
But he will make you pay when you come up to tackle him. So Ocean Springs they're a very good football team.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta give it. They're a very good football team, but so are we.
Yeah.
We're a very good football team, and just clean up some of those things. Special teams, brother. Special teams is oftentimes it gets overlooked, but that's where to the average fan, they just it's just kick off, but or PAT or field goal or punt. But a lot of games when you play in elite high school teams or college, it comes down to those special teams plays. So, they got us in that category tonight. We're with them on offense, we're with them on defense, but special teams they're beating us tonight. The special teams.
Yep, all 3 phases of the game, and credit to them. They've been able to take possessions. That's really it. You can't say a whole lot of negative about either defense to just getting beat, right?
No.
Like you're getting beat, you're getting out-schemed in some situations. But I go back too, and it's a huge change for Picayune. We haven't been penalized a whole lot. There was a personal foul I didn't understand down here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened over there, but outside of the hard count that we jumped on first down, we played pretty clean ball too. Now I think they've held us on some plays.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They called those, which we're always gonna side that way, but we try to call it fair too. We're gonna keep it here, D. We went a little bit long in this segment. That's on me. But let's look at some scores from around Pearl River County.
All right, we do have an update on the Poplarville and PRC game. Carriers 35-7. The Hornets leading there at halftime. Let's go see if we can find Pascagoula. Pascagoula is getting beat by D'Iberville 21-7. Hancock is getting beat by St. Martin 21-0. Let me go back to that to the Pascagoula game. D'Iberville's beating them 21-7. Hancock's getting beat by St. Martin 21-0. Last I have on that one. Gaucher is in our district as well. They're 35-0. They're winning over Moss Point Tigers. So that pretty much catches us up there, Rick, in our league. And Carrier getting beat right now 35-7 by the Hornets. That's always a big rival game right there.
Yep.
2 schools close.
Got crews on both of those games. Got Pearl River County covered. We're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, Darren Uzal and I look at some of our local schools for at the college level. We'll talk about how wrong we've been the last few weeks and picking these upsets. But been a lot of fun. Hang around, folks. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
Hello, football fans. Devin Smith here with Remax Premier Group in Picayune. It's August, and that means one thing. It's football season. Our area schools have worked so hard to give us all something to be excited about. I take great pride in my football roots in Pearl River County, and I'm honored to serve our people. I look forward to helping residents, both old and new, make Pearl River County their home. I would love to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. You can contact me at our office, 601-798-3399 or 601-347-2641, or you can catch me in the stands cheering on my favorite players under those Friday night lights.
All right, folks, we are back here right in the middle of our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. About 6 minutes to go here before the start of the second half. Players starting to make their way out. We see Ocean Springs coming out. If you're taking in our live stream, we appreciate you doing that. Please share the link. Darren, we're going to start with program that you've been covering this year. Our listeners that have taken us in so far aware that you've been pretty involved with going to the PRCC games. Son Canaan plays there. I think that one of the talking points is it was another loss by the PRCC Wildcats. It was a close game, but we're not even going to go there. We just want to make mention of a young man that we want to implore you to pray for, him and his family, and
Absolutely.
that is Mr. Ian Gonzalez. Darren Uzel and I, no medical degrees behind our name, so we're not going to speculate on anything like that, but what was a very, very serious injury for Mr. Gonzalez. He's in the hospital now. Just want to extend our thoughts and prayers to him, their family, that program, mourning with him. Just a loved guy, and a lot of people going to be praying for him tonight, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. And, it puts the game in perspective. Last night, I mean, it's a tough loss. It's a tough loss. But then you get the news that they're airlifting Ian to Hasburg, and he's just a good kid. I mean, full of life, and you hear the how critical he is. And so last night, I know Coach Smith and others were calling around, just imploring people to pray during the night for that young man. And we take for granted these boys, these young men, they out there, and they hitting heads, man. These kids are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. And, if your kid comes away from a ball game with no broken bones and things like that, and we see those injuries of ankles and legs and hands and those things being broken and stuff, but when it comes down to like what happened with Ian last night, it puts everything in perspective, that the game really, it's just a game. It's a game, and when it comes down to life, and it's wonderful news to hear Ian pulling through the surgery as he did. He's in stable condition, but the team's gonna rally around that, no doubt, this week. And I spoke with Canaan last night. Even when Ian was going in, he was still texting some of them kids and still full of life, and didn't really understand. But pray for the team too. You pray for the team, pray for the coaching staff, and pray for that community and Ian's family. It's a tough situation all the way around. So you want to, as a citizen of this community of Pearl River County, you want to lift up that whole team. I'm talking about coaches' wives, coaches, everybody. Lift them up in your prayers, as well as Ian. And then, Marion, he last night was a bad night, man. Marion broke his ankle, I believe. And then our other quarterback, he's going to be out for the season, I believe. And so it's just been a tough year for PRCC. I think we're down like 14 players from the beginning of the year due to injuries. And it's just it's these kids just going to have to fight through. And but at the end of the day, it's what's important is life.
Yeah,
these kids, man. And
that's it. Take it, cherish it. Don't take it for granted. And here's the good news, man. The good news is our prayers can reach Poplarville, just like they can reach Mexico City.
You sure
right?
can, yes.
So a lot of family, a lot of people going to be needing those prayers, and prayer can travel.
Right, and his family flew in from down there today to be with. Can you imagine that? Your kid being in that kind of condition, you being in another country. So they was able to get up here. And continue to pray for Ian. Great guy. He's a fighter. He's a gamer on the field and a gamer off the field. And it just brings everything into focus that, at the end of the day, these kids come off the field healthy. That's a win.
Yeah, so
That's a win.
much bigger than the X's and O's and the wins and losses.
Right.
So Dave, we're about a minute 30 here going in. Let's take a look back. We thought we had a chance there with Tennessee. Went into overtime.
Man,
Florida looked good for a little while.
Well, I mean, doggone, Lagway threw what 5 picks. I mean, good gracious. But look, if you like college football and you like picking some teams, just go opposite of what I say.
Look, man, I think you were right on. I mean, and we found out. Hey, I mean, South Florida, yeah. South Florida's been playing pretty good ball.
Yeah, they disappointed.
Not the Florida State champs that we thought they might be, but
Nope.
but boy, I tell you the team we've been all high on, and we love their quarterback. Got a good coach there is Vandy, but I certainly didn't think they were gonna just horsewhip the Carolina Gamecocks. They did. I mean,
hold on. I ain't heard
bad.
that in a while, Rick. Good gracious.
I mean, it was bad. They put it on, man. And I think our hearts
hold on.
Our hearts
I
were
gotta
pulling
gather
for
myself, man. Oh, horsewhip. That's good. That's good.
Our hearts were
I
pulling
needed
for
that
it.
laugh, man. It's been a long 24 hours, brother. I needed that. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Vandy, but hey, man, it's the SEC. We're getting into conference play now, so
right.
A lot of fun.
What you think about Florida, Miami? I know Clay's fixing to jump on this thing. What about Florida, Miami?
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Like, is that your pick?
I mean, Miami's pretty good, but it's in-state again. I don't know if y'all. If I say Florida, y'all go Miami.
We're gonna give you Florida. You're gonna get one right here coming up.
Sooner or later, man.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, shoot.
So they've added a few minutes back here on the clock. Always enjoy spending time here at the half with Darren Uzel and.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Hang on, folks. It's going to be a fun one. I think we might have a photo finish here at the end. 42-28, Maroon Tide down. They're going to get the ball to start this second half, and we're going to take one more short commercial break. When we return, joining me back on the call will be the voice of the Picayune Maroon Tide for the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group, Mr. Clay Sweet. Second half action going to be coming up on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
Hey, roll Tide.
Hi, this is Sandy Kane Smith. I'm running to serve as your next Pearl River County Tax Assessor Collector. I've been responsible for managing over 100 employees, multi-million-dollar budget, and audits across all areas of county government. I will make sure you will get a fair assessment, fully staffed office, and bring back hometown customer service. Thank you for allowing me to serve the last 16 years as your Board of Supervisor. I truly appreciate your confidence and support, but on November the 4th, I need your help. Your vote makes the difference. This is Sandy Kane Smith, and I will see you at the polls.
Paid for by Sandy Kane Smith for Tax Assessor Collector.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
We're back here at Lee Triplett Stadium. We'll get a chance momentarily to hear from Greg Ducker, as we'll get a Greg Ducker sideline report here momentarily, as we appreciate Darren Uzel as usual with his expertise on providing us a break, Slick, and the listeners a break from hearing me, and then the way that he can break up the kind of the broadcast on our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. And here's an Exotic Stone sideline report from Greg Ducker.
Yeah, first off, I want to know, has Ricky got enough pins, or do I need to run to the store and get him more for that
Look,
session?
man, my fingers are sore. I'm running out of paper to write on. It's been a lot.
But there's been no lack of action. Of course, big momentum shift with the onside kicks. The call on the field was a horse collar against Mr. Smith, which we saw no horse collar at all, and Coach was real upset about that as the fans of the Maroon Tide. So I imagine Cody told him at halftime, attack that ball on the kickoff, be prepared for anything. and make sure you finish tackles. And we're going to see what the Tide's got in the second half of football.
Yeah, can't wait to see. Thank you, Greg Ducker, for our Exotic Stones sideline report as Ocean Springs here going to kick off more old school traditional and booted into the end zone for a touchback. And so Coach Bramlett, Ocean Springs, probably anticipating that Picayune had made the needed adjustments after getting 2 of 3 onside kicks in the first half. They'll boot this one deep, and the luxury to be able to do that was an awesome kick by Peyton Williams. And Rick, what do you expect out of this first drive from the Picayune Maroon Tide coming out of the locker room?
Well, if you stepped away for the half, I think it's going to be some of the things that we talked about already. We really haven't stopped either offense tonight. We've moved the ball. We just hadn't had it a lot. I think we need to have a long drive here.
Let's see what goes on as Colt Robertson under center gives it to Zay Dennis. Dennis got a couple, but he paid for it. He was whacked. And once again, that is Aiden Watson. Rick, he has made, probably close to double-digit tackles, and there haven't been that many opportunities really to make that many tackles. It's like a team shooting a high percentage against you. There's not going to be a lot of rebounds to be had. Well, Tide really don't have a high snap count, but it seems like Watson's making every other tackle. Here's Dennis, loose off the left side up to the 36. Needed that run and got it from Zay Dennis. A good job by Mr. Dennis. A 14-yard pickup and going to have enough for the first down. Good job, good vision by Dennis. Has 2 touchdowns on the night.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this offense, Clay. When if the defense guesses right, it can be a 1-yard gain or a 1-yard loss, but you guess wrong and you got everybody in the box, you're going to have a 14-yard gain, and we've seen some of both tonight.
Yeah, and if you can hit the home runs, you'll take some of the other. That's just part of it. Fortenberry, the lone wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. Cole Robertson called his own number there. Not sure if that was by design or a bobble between a snap. I'm going to do about 3 on the quarterback keeper or sneak straight ahead. Went right up the left hash to the 38-yard line. Let's call it 2nd and 8. Just underway here in our third quarter. The visiting Greyhounds on top of our Picayune Maroon Tide, 42-28. Jackson Harrelson up top providing the views tonight with our Diamond Productions video stream. Zay Dennis with a dance move, lost a few, and able to move forward on the right side. What a big run that is, Rick. About an 11-yard pickup, but Dennis lost about 3 Greyhounds in the process with a real good move. Has it to the 47-yard line. So I've got him for a 9-yard pickup there after doing the math. Ball at the Tide 47.
You were correct, my friend.
I had him for more, and then I had to look back at my original line of scrimmage as he made a couple brilliant moves. Here's Kane McKinley from the fullback position. Has it across midfield to the 46 of Ocean Springs. A 9-yard pickup for McKinley.
Yeah, Mitchell Smith following his block there and landed on Mr. McKinley. Probably not too fun, but maybe he pushed him for another yard there. But McKinley been pretty efficient when he does run the ball. Been good in the blocking game as well.
Like they've done to me all night. They'll spot it about 1.5 yards back. So it'll actually bring up now 2nd and about 3. 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Tide trailing at 42-28 here to the visiting Ocean Springs Greyhounds. Bootleg run out to the left and nothing doing. That was good play by Bailey, the outside backer who had stayed home on the play. Actually going to be a loss of 2. Now going to bring up 3rd and 5. That's twice that Colt Robertson has kept it here on the drive. I'm going to bring up now 3rd and 5. Ball over on the left hash from the 47-yard line of Ocean Springs. Power out to the right. That's Jamari Hathorn. Hathorn got right to the sticks before he was driven back. It'll depend on the spot if he has the first down or not. Initial indications is that it'll be 4th and short. Tide's been banged up on the play.
Boy, they are getting after each other, Clay, in these trenches, and you got to be careful. You want to see people finish the runs. You don't want to tell them to not play hard, but you got to be careful with this level of chippiness that the referees get a little bit quicker on the trigger throwing those flags.
Yeah, and we see a Tidesman, if Greg Ducker can just text us, don't need the specifics, but if we see a Tidesman now joining his teammates, not underneath his own power, is banged up coming out of the locker room, we'll get you a sideline report through the text message on that young man being helped back over to the Tide sideline. The news is on the field that they brought the chains out to stretch those out and see. I believe the Tide have it by the nose of the football, and they do. First down for the Tide. That's good news.
Yep. Always
Bad
happy
news.
for you, my friend, when you get a chain pulled out.
Yeah,
like
once
that.
in a every 5 or 6 week mark. As that's Colby Pollard, the sophomore, plays in the defensive backfield for the Tide. Is a bit shaken and being tended to on that far side for the Maroon Tide. Pretty good opening drive here for the Tide. Have gotten it to the 43-yard line of Ocean Springs, trying to run the tall sweep out to the left side. Dennis, 30, 25, 20. Still alive on that sideline. Flipped out of bounds at about the 6-yard line goes Zay Dennis after an electric run from Zay Dennis. And he's had some big chunk runs tonight. That of the 37-yard variety. There's a Greyhound down at about the 6. And we're going to say that, Rick, unfortunately, a lot tonight, because this is a violent football game. Both teams, as you said, are getting after one another. That's actually the tackler, the defender on the play that escorted Zay Dennis out of bounds. That's Eric Johnson, a senior defensive back.
When it was close to a late hit to tack 15 more on. But Zay Dennis on the night, 16 rushes now, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 8 yards a carry. Again, I'm saying that over and over again because it looks like our numbers wouldn't be that good with the short yards and the tackles for loss, but Maroon Tide moving the football in this Ocean Springs defense.
Yeah, I got a chance to jump on with the Ocean Springs radio crew, and it's just going to be a numbers thing now. Can Picayune get enough possessions after squandering a couple with the onside kick game here to make it up? Because Picayune hasn't punted, has not been forced off the field because of downs. They have not been stopped by Ocean Springs defensively tonight, to my knowledge. Here's Kane McKinley trying to drive forward on the left side. Ball loose. Ball loose at about the 1-yard line. Let's see who got on it, as it will be the Greyhounds. Down at the 1-yard line. As fumbled away, and Lamont going to be able to get on it at the 1. So used up a ton of time, got it to the 1, and then gave it away. Somebody got a helmet on the football, able to pry it away from the sophomore fullback, Kane McKinley.
Yep.
And it will give the Greyhounds a long field in front of them here. Trailing at 42-28. Rick really had just breathed that it was going to be a numbers game to see if you could get more possessions and cash in all of yours, make Ocean Springs come up short a couple times. And now that math equation, as Cody Stogner's bride, a really good math teacher across the street here, becomes an even tougher equation.
Yeah, and you hate that for the young sophomore to been playing so well, and you know he wants to get in. Been asked to step in a lot more with Burnett being down, but a 9-yard drive there and just couldn't finish it off.
Shotgun formation from his own end zone, letting it fly, and it's caught. Whitehead off to the races down the sideline. Potentially a 99-yard touchdown pass from Berglund to Whitehead, and it is. Talked about Whitehead not doing a whole lot. Didn't have to in the first half. First time he touches it in the second half, it's a 99-yard touchdown reception from Berglund to what do they call him? Chopper?
Chop
Whitehead with a 99-yard touchdown reception as the sophomore putting up gaudy numbers through the air is Chalmers Berglund, the quarterback sophomore, with a 99-yard touchdown toss to Whitehead. It was caught at about the 35-yard line. Whitehead did the rest with his speed, was with one-on-one coverage with Jamari Hathorn and able to make good of it, and the PAT is good as well, 49-28. And as long in yardage, short in breadth, our Diamond Productions drive summary from Ricky Whitaker.
Yeah, just one play, Clay, and that's Bergman's 4th touchdown of the night, well over the 250 mark right now. His best game he's played so far. Whitehead, all kinds of speed. Hawthorne got speed as well, but, man, when you see Hawthorne getting out running a foot race, that tells you the kind of speed they've got. We mentioned Whitehead being probably their most versatile guy. Haven't had to use him a whole lot tonight, but you see what he can do.
Yeah, that Jamari not going to be able to be outrun by many people at all on the coast. Whitehead's going to be in that small number that we just saw, and that he had a step on Jamari on the route, and then when he called it was kind of an overdrive. 49-28, 7:04 to go, and Ocean Springs checking with the sideline before these kicks. It's almost like an offensive huddle. Do we onside or do we kick deep? They're checking the numbers of Picayune before they make their choice. We'll see.
Yeah, you don't see many kickers with a wristband to call a play in on, but he's got one on.
Yep, and they have checked the numbers out and kind of decided what they will do. They being Ocean Springs, 49-28 will be the deep kick. It's in the direction of the sophomore Grayson Alls. Alls trying to get up the right side, and he is stuck at the 19-yard line and driven into the turf.
And that's that guy again, Brody Sands, outside linebacker, makes a great tackle.
Yep, Sands is really, really good for Ocean Springs. It's been good tonight, was good coming in here. 49-28, 6:56 to go in this third quarter. Tide got work to do. Offense has been good, Rick, when you look at the one empty possession, unless you correct me.
It
was at the 1-yard line going in to kind of score there, and so.
Yeah, and really, I mean, it's a gutsy play by Ocean Springs against Bramlett to throw it packed up on your own 1-yard line, but it worked out.
Yeah, by the time he took the shotgun snap, he was about 4 yards deep in that end zone. Here's a good run by Dennis once again to the 32-yard line. So a nice 13-yard pickup there by Zay Dennis. Dennis has been good tonight. Ricky Whitaker's been keeping you up to date on his carries, and he's had a nice night, has Zay Dennis. He's had a nice year so far, has Mr. Dennis.
Yep, he certainly has.
That continues. Rick, we rarely say this, and you don't want to get out of character, but you're chasing a 3-score lead now. Tide going to have to hurry a little bit. Just going to have a sense of urgency, in my opinion, between plays, chasing this big a margin. Here's the fullback in McKinley. McKinley with a strong run up to the 48-yard line goes McKinley. A big run for McKinley. That's a 15-yard pickup. His per number's been great for the sophomore and Kane McKinley.
Yep, really good numbers for him. Yards per carry's been right on track from what it's been coming into this game. I'll do a quick check and see what he's sitting at now. McKinley with 5 rushes now, 39 yards, sitting at around 8 yards per carry.
Pretty good from that fullback position. Colin Agana came in with about a 6.5-yard average. We kind of deemed him the closer here in the early goings. As there's the heat timeout, we'll keep it here. Plenty to discuss. Rick, spread's 21 at this point, 49-28. Ocean Springs leads at 5:59 and to go in the third quarter. Certainly not asking a Tide to quit running the football. I mean, that's not but the kind of the in-between, you know, where the Tide generally kind of take their time on purpose, getting a play call in, getting back up to the line of scrimmage. That time may need to be cut about in half here to try to out-possession Ocean Springs.
Well, and you're at a crossroad here, right? We kind of thought Ocean Springs would play this one a little bit different. We haven't seen Whitehead at quarterback at all tonight, but you got District starting for you next week. So I thought the sophomore would stay in mainly. And then for Picayune, their crossroad is, do we stay with our offense? Do we show too much for our district opponents and just try to work like we've been doing? So we'll see what they want to do here. Certainly you want to win the football game if you can, but how they go about doing it will be the question.
Ball at the 48 of Ocean Springs. It's the toss to Jordan Hathorn. Rarely have we seen Jordan Hathorn, and I say rarely, just not consistently or for a large margin, seen him line up at tailback, but that's where he was there. Gets 2 to midfield. 2nd and 8 for Jordan Hathorn. And I think that's fair, right? Slick just not normally placed in this offense back at the tailback, but was there.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get a chance to look at moving some guys around. You'll have a chance to try some different things here. Certainly not out of this ball game.
Oh, no, not by a long shot, not with this much time left. Here's a play fake and looking to throw as Colt Robertson defended, but almost looked like he was run blocking, was the intended wide receiver. A bit of a mix-up there as he was trying to find Juju Johnson, the wide receiver. Rick looked to be run blocking about 20 yards down field as Colt Robertson let it go. I think it was a pretty well-thrown football, but Johnson never flipped his head and tried to locate it.
Yeah, that's Colt's first incompletion of the night. Been pretty good through the air, but I think now those plays being down are going to be picked up a little bit more by the Ocean Springs defense. I think they're looking for it.
3rd and 8. It's the give to the wingback, and that's Jordan Hathorn after it was given to the tailback, and Hathorn really running hard to the 15. He was set up at the wing. It's the play that Colt Robertson gives it to the tailback. Tailback was Zay Dennis, and then he gives it to the wingback cutting across his face, and all that to get a 35-yard gain from Jordan Hathorn. And as plays like that, Rick, I mean, there are chunk plays all over your Excel spreadsheet over here, and that's the reason not to tune away if you're dressed in maroon and white, because even though it's on the ground, 35 yards is 35 yards. That was a big play from this Tide offense.
Yep, it's been Jordan's best run of the night and showing his strength and ability to run the ball very hard to bring down there. Probably had 10 or 12 yards after contact.
Yeah, no quit at all in this Tide club. Here is Zay Dennis trying to get the corner and has his 3rd touchdown of the night, a 16-yard touchdown run by Zay Dennis, as Dennis now has 7 touchdown rushes on the night. There's a Tide man down and also a flag back at the 25. We'll have to see what this is. It's back behind the play, of course. And there's a flag at the 25-yard line, and all the celebration and the maroon and white has died down. That is not a good sign. Normally where holding would take place. Offsetting, personal fouls. Touchdown's good, Rick.
Yep.
So touchdown going to hold. A 16-yard touchdown run by Zay Dennis will stay on the board. And Dennis working his way from a good to great night now with 3 touchdown scores. What does he have on the ground so far tonight, Slick?
Zay's number 17 rushes, 147 yards, 8.6 yards per carry.
Yeah, pretty good night right there by Zay Dennis as we await the point after from Edgar Cruz, trying to get it to a 49-35 advantage. Snap back was good, hold was good, and Cruz has hit it true. So Tide fighting back, a good response drive, a nice touchdown score. Tide 49-35, now trail it by 14. Tide have had it twice and a half, Rick, have used up clock and yardage, had it all the way to the 1 with the opening possession here. Score with it from their own 19, I believe, is where this drive started, as we'll get your Diamond Productions drive summary.
Yep, Maroon Tide goes 79 yards, 6 plays. They take 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, and a couple of big runs there. Hawthorne had one for 35, and just like you said, whether you get it through the air or on the ground, 35's 35. It was an efficient drive. You didn't take a lot of clock away, and you came away with points there, which is exactly what the Maroon Tide needed. Now you got to get your defense to get a stop.
What a football game, right,
Been a
Rick?
good
A
one,
14-point advantage here midway through the third quarter, and both of these teams have really gotten after one another. It's been a fun one to watch, and we just know, I mean, we're entrenched kind of with this program. Tide aren't going to quit, not going to back up. This was a game a year ago, if you'll remember correctly, was a come-from-behind victory for the Maroon Tide. That one took place over at Hugh Peppers Field in Ocean Springs. Tide trying to pull off a big comeback here tonight at Lee Triplett Stadium, campus of Picayune Memorial High School. Edgar Cruz, what does he have up his sleeve? Does old Eddie have an onside one hopper to maybe Cam Quinn over on that left side? We'll see. He's got it teed up. There's the attempt. Get a good hop and will not be received by the Tide, as it is a good catch over there by Whitehead. He had a good front line in front of him.
Yeah, Eddie hit it well. Just when it came up off the ground, took a good hop and right to where Whitehead was standing.
The element of surprise, right? I mean, that wasn't there for the Tide. I'm up here describing a potential onside kick where Ocean Springs, 2 of their 3 really surprised the Tide. I mean, the one that the Tide maybe were looking for, McKinley did a good job on letting a penalty take place, but the other 2 caught the Tide, and I don't think the staff would mind me saying this, just caught us off guard there. Ocean Springs was prepared for it, now have a short field. Ball at the 48-yard line of Ocean Springs. Start this drive. Berglund, the sophomore, has a back off his right and his left hit, and Waltman has put his head down and driven forward to the 25-yard line. Just a 27-yard run right off the bat to get things started for the sophomore. And Laney Waltman, we don't keep opposing stats. We'll kind of get into that late in district play or in the playoffs. But these, you talk about per numbers, Waltman's per is huge.
Yeah, it has been. But, Clay, let's go back to that play and what I hope the referees call. And Picayune moved, but they can get back. But the offensive lineman stood up to point it out. He was offsides. Why wasn't there a flag there?
Yeah, not sure on that. Here's Waltman again working off the right side to the 17-yard line as Waltman does a good job of picking up the yardage. Once again, the tough yards, going to get 4, bring up 2nd and 6. Ball now rests inside the 20-yard line. Let's call it the 19 of the Tide. Tide needs something to happen, some kind of turnover. That's just the numbers game that you'll face with 15 minutes remaining in this one. 3 in this quarter, of course, 12 minutes left in that fourth quarter. Tailback off of each side, going to run the little post pattern. And that was a good job there by Fortenberry. Was trying to find Whitehead, Rick, but tell our listeners that was pretty textbook coverage by Fortenberry.
Yeah, it was. Fortenberry was behind him on that play. He had the inside position, but gets his hand around without interfering and makes a nice play. Clay, I still can't get over it, man. 2 offensive linemen stood up to point out offsides. Why weren't they?
And no flag.
Oh, man, no flag. That's crazy.
And it was a 27-yard gain on that play that Rick's talking about. That's the play that took place out near midfield before Waltman was able to rip off 27. 3rd and 6, a little option shown here. The pitch goes to Baggett. Baggett's made the corner, 16 to the 14 before he's rushed out. Just if you didn't have enough to prepare for, Ocean Springs shows a little option look there to the left side. Ty did a good job reacting to it, and it will bring up a 4th and a long one here.
Yeah, it was a good play design. It was a delayed option pitch there, but we were a little bit you step with the wrong foot, and it's the difference in that being a tackle for a loss. But Maroon Tide defended it pretty well.
See if the Tide can come up with something. 4th and 1. Try to get the Tide to jump, did the sophomore Berglund. He's under center. Only twice he's been there tonight. He'll give it to Waltman. Waltman stood up at the line and stopped. That was the 4-star making a 4-star play. Nolan Wilson centered up the sophomore Waltman for the first time tonight, and the Tide have gotten Ocean Springs off the field. Just the play the Tide needed. Will take over on downs at their own 15-yard line. Big play there by the Bama commit, Nolan Wilson.
Yeah, the Maroon Tide needed that, and great job by Nolan. He got low. He knew Waltman was going to come low. He was in a 4-point stance, low to the ground, and stopped him in his tracks. Great job, and not an easy thing for a guy his size to do.
And that kind of cancels out possessions, right? Tied with a turnover, but get it back to kind of even when you look at it on the half with a turnover on downs. Tide going to start this drive from their 15-yard line. Dennis trying to get out to the left side, will not be able to. Swarmed and stopped. Mitchell Smith, I believe, going to get flagged here at about the 22-yard line, Rick. That's bad. That's
those
good.
Quick flags. We saw it with offsetting personal fouls on the other possession.
And let's just hope it's a personal foul and not being asked to leave this one. We'll see. We'll let them tell us. But it didn't look good. It was out kind of in our living room here. The result of the play was going to be a loss of 1 back to the 14 as Dennis had nowhere to go. Mitchell Smith gets tied up with a smaller player, I believe a defensive back, and they start pushing and shoving back. And that was going to result in a penalty. Put Picayune not where you wanted to be, Rick, as you had already lost 1 on the play. And now it's going to back up. Picayune, if they'll ever put the football down, it's crazy. They don't know where to spot these things. The guys literally walking back and forth with the football as they explain to Coach Bramlett what's going on the Ocean Springs side. 2:27 left in the third quarter, 49-35. Maybe the Tide can return a bit of their own medicine to Ocean Springs. It hit a 90-plus yard touchdown here, as it's eventually going to lay down at the 7-yard line, Rick, is where they're going to put it finally. Ellett, the lone wide receiver to the left of the formation, is McKinley and Dennis looking to throw, and he'll dump it in the flats to Zay Dennis. Dennis catches it at the 6, stays alive to the 10, to the 12-yard line before he's finally tackled, goes Zay Dennis. So a 5-yard pickup. Did a good job of just taking what the defense gave him, did Colt Robertson. Didn't try to force it downfield, just took the final check down and a tailback, Zay Dennis, who had leaked off the left side.
Yep. Yeah, Zay's played a lot of snaps tonight on offense, had a great game.
Tide need this, Rick. It's 2nd and long, 2nd and 15 after the personal foul was marked off on the first down play. So 2nd and long, you're pinned back to your 11-yard line. Here's a pitch and running room. That's Jordan Hathorn. Hathorn going to have enough, I believe, for the first down up to the 25. We'll see where the spot is, which has been a mystery. Here it will be laid at the 25 on the left hash. And just as we said, at the Tide faced a 2nd and long, Jordan Hathorn went and got a 14-yard run and will move the sticks. That was big.
Yep, big, and still a lot of time to play here. Got a chance, boy, you'd love to get 7 here before the end of this third quarter.
And there less than a minute left in this third. 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Tide. Option look here for the Tide themselves. Jordan Hathorn, there's all kinds of flags loose. It's going to be a 5-yard pickup, but there must have been a pretty obvious hold, Rick, as both guys trailing the play.
It'll be a Ghana. They'll call a Ghana with it, but to be quite honest, I've seen worse tonight not get called.
It'll be a 5-yard pickup, but then the reverse gear going to be used here. As the Tide had it to the 30 on the run. It'll be a spot foul with the hold. Let's see where they put it. 47 seconds left in a quarter. Third quarter, Tide trail it by 14. They'll put it down at the 17-yard line. So the ball will now rest back at the 17. Off track here, off schedule. First and very long. It was that way a moment ago, too. Here's Jordan Hathorn just going to have to dive forward. Nothing really there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it. Line to gain, Ricks, all the way out to the 33. Tide going to probably try to have to snap it here before the third quarter runs out to save a bit of time, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. There's 17 seconds left. And it doesn't look like the Tide going to try to get a playoff here before the third quarter expires. So we'll head to the fourth. Ocean Springs leads it 49-35. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout for your fourth quarter action.
Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have two locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
Get a report here from Greg Ducker as we get ready to start this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Clay, a difficult third quarter for us, but we do narrow the gap. And Nolan with a big defensive stand. We're going to see if we can't drive down the field and cut it in one more.
Yeah, that was a big play there. And here's a ball loose. Dennis, presence of mind and athletic ability to able to scoop it up and advance it, Rick. And very few people probably going to be able to make the play that Zay Dennis just made on a loose ball there in the Tide backfield. But Dennis able to advance and should have enough here for the first down when they ever get it situated. To the 29, they'll spot it. They're going to say a yard short. I didn't see it that way, but they'll have it a yard short, so it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 29.
Yeah, nice pickup by Zay. Boy, he's running the ball hard tonight. 12 yards on that last one.
And it could have been a disaster, but able to get it and go. Here he'll try to work off the left side. Now he reverses it back to the right. It's going to be close. He's pushed out of bounds. Let's hope he got a good angle on where this, they're going to say first down. Good. 33-yard line. Just have to hold your breath a bit here with the way they are seeing these out of bounds, these extra yardage that are so big. I mean, we needed one. They're going to get it to the 33 and say 1st and 10. Plenty of time, of course, left, Rick, as we started with a fresh 12 minutes on that fourth quarter clock. Tide trail it by 2 scores, but currently have it.
Yeah, you can see Ocean Springs backing up a lot more than they were. We got a true safety out there for them now. So, as you said, the element of surprise not there, but it opens up the running game.
Yeah, and that was a tough stop once again. That was a good play.
That's Sands again. Sands and his partner in crime on the other side, Bailey, have had a heck of a night, Ocean Springs defense.
Yeah, they have. As a really good tackle made once again. It's 2nd and 9 for the Tide. Just a yard, advanced it from the 33 to the 34. Zagana at the fullback position. Jordan Hathorn at the tailback. Hathorn stood up, going to lunge forward. Pretty good effort there by Hathorn and all kinds of traffic to just lunge it forward to the 37, a gain of 3. not a whole lot there, and he was still able to get 3 out of it by Jordan Hathorn as we near the 10-minute mark left in this one. We appreciate you joining us, whether you're audio only or taking in the YouTube stream provided by Diamond Productions. Tip of the cap to Jackson Harrelson up there working the camera. Clay Sweet, Ricky Whitaker, we thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Jordan Hathorn with a bit of a counter-type move in the backfield. Goes across midfield, Rick, up to the 48-yard line. Good run there by Jordan Hathorn, but there's a flag at the 41. He was going to get it across into Ocean Springs territory, but there is a flag down.
It's going to be an 11-yard pickup there. I did see a maroon helmet come off. I'm hoping that'll tell us it's against Ocean Springs.
We will wait and see. Crew with no plans after tonight's ball game. They have been deliberate in every decision they've made tonight.
They're going to back it up, but boy, what a hard-fought game this has been tonight, Clay. I mean, all these guys are going to need ice baths. A lot of hard hitting, a lot of hard running from both sides, and really from the Picayune offense. You know, things are getting a little ticky-tack now here, but you don't have a whole lot of negative to say. You've been running into a box all night with 9-10 people in it.
Yep, they're going to drop it back, Rick. This whole drive has been 1st and 20, 2nd and 18. Now you got a 3rd and very long to go. Ball now spotted back at the 25-yard line. You've got to get it to the 42 for a first down. So 3rd and 17, Colt Robertson under all kinds of pressure will be dropped back to the 3. Excuse me, to the, where they're going to put him down? To the 13, not the 3. To the 13 is where Colt Robertson will be dropped back. That was Peyton Jones, the inside linebacker, the senior, get credited with that sack. Tide for the first time tonight, Ricky Whitaker. Going to be forced to punt it away. That's going to be Grayson Auld standing at his 1-yard line.
Going to be a loss of 12 on the play, and penalties have stalled this one out. You said it.
Bad snap back to Auld, able to catch it, had it a line drive, and it's already returned up to the 30, to the 26-yard line. Auld had to bend down and get a low snap, and in doing that, that's going to speed him up, of course, and he hits a line drive. It's returned inside the 30 to the 28. So there hasn't been a whole lot of complimentary football to speak of from either team, with the defense kind of helping the offense, but we'll see that here from the Ocean Springs side as they'll get an awfully short field because of a defensive stand, a short kick that's returned to, now they're going to say the 26, Rick. So only 26 yards out in front of this Ocean Springs offense. It's been tough, even with a 99-yard field, which they hit on a home run to Whitehead earlier.
Yeah, and it was a good play call there on 3rd and long. You're down a couple scores. I think they knew that Picayune was going to try to pass it there and dial up the blitz.
Yep, good job by Ocean Springs to get the Tide off the field. Here's Baggett. He's at the 20, the 15, angling out at the 6. I thought he was out of bounds. No whistle. You've got a guy standing there looking at it that blew no whistle. Finally, they'll say he's out at the 4. But the guy looking at it, Rick, was about to say a touchdown. Not sure exactly there. But they will say out of bounds at the 3, which was supposed to be at the 6. And it's not sour grapes. Like, none of this is particularly going to matter on the scoreboard, but that was rather poor on this near sideline. 49-35, Ocean Springs trying to add to their advantage over the home-standing Maroon Tide. 8:24 to go in the third quarter, and Baggett made that look pretty easy. Be a 3-yard touchdown run by Baggett. Baggett's been good tonight for Ocean Springs. We expected he would be, and he has been. Gets it to a 55-35 advantage. Him and Waltman, a sophomore, have been a good combo at the tailback position. We'll wait the PAT to get a 56-35, get it back to a 21-point advantage for Ocean Springs. Good snap back, good hold. Kick is good, and it is a 3-touchdown advantage. Gets it to 56-35 for Ocean Springs, Rick, and just had a 26-yard field in front of them, did the Greyhounds, and cashed it in.
Yep, took advantage of the good field position, and Maroon Tide digging themselves out of the hole, and then had their first punt of the night, so really started the second half with a fumble on the 1-yard line and then had to punt it away. It's been really all Ocean Springs here, capitalizing on those mistakes and turnovers.
Yep, you had 2 empty possessions that you described there. Turnover at your opponent's 1 and then forced a punt. You did score here in this half as Tide have certainly moved the ball today, as Zay Dennis has 3 touchdowns and a ton of yards to show for it, and he's not the only one. But in the first half, it was the onside kicks being able to steal possessions here. A turnover and then a stop defensively, and Ocean Springs has it back to that 21-point advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the yards per has been great. 9 as a unit, 345 on 38 carries. Hawthorne with over 100 yards all-purpose, got the catch for 11 yards and 91 on the ground. And Moto's been pretty good, 4 for 60. He's averaging 15 yards a carry.
Angling kick going to be handled by Fortenberry at his 2. Fortenberry has an 85-yard return earlier in this one for a touchdown.
And they're going to call Zay, I think, Clay, for a block in the back.
Man, this thing's nasty, Rick. Your body's all over the turf, flags everywhere. Man, you kind of hold your breath and make sure everybody's up and at them after that type of play, whether they're dressed in maroon or dressed in white or blue. Pulling for good health. I think Darren kind of said that, but some of his final remarks on a play like that. It was a minimal return for Fortenberry. Fortenberry did have that 85-yarder earlier in this ball game. We'll have to wait what's going to seem like forever for this group to put it on the ground and spot it.
I didn't see that block. It surely wasn't a block in the back.
We'll wait and see. Foul against Ocean Springs is the way it's being indicated to us. And they'll put it down eventually, Rick, as we're at the 9:21 mark. We're 2 hours and 21 minutes old in this ball game with still 8:14 to go. Of course, a lot of points in this one, but the Crew have operated under their own time as well. They'll finally rest it at the 25 is where the Tide will start this drive after the penalty by Ocean Springs. He'll hit the lone wide receiver to the left. This is Zay Dennis. They're going to have a couple yard pickup over to the right, but that's it. He'll get to the 27 of the Tide.
Hey, that's going to be Sands again on the tackle.
Yep, Sands has a bunch of them tonight. Under the 8-minute mark. Still a chance with as quick as the Tide have scored it at times tonight. But the percentages go down as that clock dwindles as well. 56-35, Ocean Springs on top. Dennis steps through the hole. He's to the 42-yard line before he's escorted out of bounds. So a good run there by Zay Dennis.
Got to be a personal foul.
And both staffs, in my mind, would do a really good job here reminding these guys, hey, Ocean Springs starts district play next week. Picayune has an inter-county rivalry-type ball game with Popperville, and you want all hands on deck for either. So cooler head's going to need to prevail, but I'm not sure that that's going to take place, Rick, as after every play there's something extra from both sides. The last two have been against Ocean Springs. This one going to be tacked on at the end of the run, put it across midfield to the 44-yard line. So that will help the Tide, gets it to the 44 of Ocean Springs.
His 20-yard pickup there by Zay, and then penalty yards is certainly going to help.
Turns it into a 35-yard play. Tackle for a loss. First man to get there was Peyton Jones, the inside linebacker. Twisted Zay Dennis down back to his 45. Ocean Springs has been able to knife through some of those gaps, Rick, but that per number tells you the Tide have been able to move it pretty consistently.
Yep.
Dennis going to check out, checking in at that tailback position. I believe that will be Jordan Hathorn. A fake to the tailback, a give to the to the wingback, who was Kane McKinley on that play. McKinley went from left to right to get it. A pretty good run there by McKinley. Gets it to the 37-yard line. Sets up now a third and about 3.5. Nearing a 6-minute mark. Ball's over on the right hash. It's at the 37.
Yep, nice 7-yard pickup there by McKinley.
He's going to be flanked out to the left slot here. Joining him on this side, that's Grant Hodges, the junior, furthest man out. Heat time out here in the fourth quarter, Rick. We'll keep it here. We've got a Topper World top play of the game that we'll need to name. We've got a Stonewalls barbecue rib cracking hit of the game. Maybe one and the same as Nolan Wilson had a tremendous hit. We'll make him the Stonewalls hit of the game, as that was a big play that he made on that fourth down. And in the top play, let's go Fortenberry with an 85-yard touchdown return. That's going to be our Topper World top play of the game. We appreciate Weldon Banks, Holly Banks.
Been a lot of rib cracking plays to choose from tonight.
There really has been, man. It's been a physical contest. Thought last week Biloxi was a physical game. This has been like that type collisions. I mean, you get a 15-yard head start type. We saw it early. Stallings kind of set the tone. He whacked a Greyhound over on the sideline that we talked about, and then it was off and going. Tide trail it by 21, 56-35, 5:50 to go. Ocean Springs going to burn a timeout after the heat timeout. You rarely see that, but that's what we've seen here. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as we've had a double break there, as Ocean Springs going to burn a timeout coming out of the heat timeout. We'll come back after this 1-minute timeout. We appreciate you listening to Picayune Football, brought to you by the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group.
Diamond Productions is a premier live production company specializing in audio, lighting, video, content development, and production management. With an uncompromising attention to detail and a standard of excellence that exceeds expectations, we deliver seamless events that engage, inspire, and impress. At Diamond Productions, the bar isn't set for us, it's set by us.
I was going to say it off the air, so I'll say it too. You kind of just felt like it got out of whack when the end of the first half there, Rick, the last minute or so there in the half, where Ocean Springs, and I know that it wasn't 1 minute, but stole 2 touchdowns there late in the half. 5:50 remaining in this one. It'll be a give straight ahead to the 30-yard line, because the Tide were going back and forth with the Greyhounds up to that point. That's where Ocean Springs was able to build that lead heading into the locker room. I believe that was a 42-28 advantage as we started our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. Ocean Springs currently on top, 56-35, 5:15 to go. Picayune has it at the Ocean Springs 30-yard line, and 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Colt Robertson, gets it to Jordan Hathorn. Just leaked out to the right and was able to pepper it with the football. Was Colt Robertson to Jordan Hathorn for a 5-yard gain. Colt's been good tonight in the passing game. I think he's only got one incomplete pass. Ocean Springs sideline not happy with something over here, Rick. There's a timeout from Picayune. But Coach Bramlett and his staff upset with something on that last play. Not sure exactly what.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Cole. It's been good tonight. He's been very effective. Three completions on 4 attempts and 77 yards through the air.
Sophomore on the other side, and Chalmers Berglund, and his connection with his brother on any other night would be fun to look at. Hayden Berglund, certainly tough to contend with. You throw in Whitehead and what he can do at the wide receiver position with a 99-yard score. And that's not to mention the duo of backs who played a lot together tonight, would be off one hip or the other, left or right, in Baggett and Waltman, as there's a long kind of timeout. Everything's been long tonight with this crew. They've kind of just let it sit for long periods of time. Here, even after the Picayune timeout was burned, slow to get it back into play. Ball at the 25 of the Tide. A quick give and a nice run here by Jordan Hathorn. I love the effort lead in this one from Jordan Hathorn. Continues to run it hard. Gets it to the 11-yard line. Going to be another first down for the Tide. Tide putting together a pretty good drive here. Ricky Whitaker will close in on a 4-minute mark.
Yep, that was going to be good for 24. We've had back-to-back 7-yard runs, a 5-yard completion through the air, and then Hawthorne picks up 24 on that one.
Ball over on the right hash. Colin Igana in at the fullback. Kane McKinley over on the left wing. Here's the pitch. That was to Jordan Hathorn. Got past the 10 down to the 9. Just a 2-yard pickup. Try to get out here and block it to the left side. Just not a whole lot of room to work with. And we bragged, and I think for good reason, to that per number, but there have been periods where Ocean Springs has really been able to pursue and show up in numbers in those gray helmets, silver helmets. Here Cole Robertson's rolled out to the right, looking for somebody to uncover. Going to take a shot down the middle, and that's Kane McKinley wide open in the center of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown pass from Colt Robertson to Kane McKinley. Credit both of those guys for not quitting on the play. I think it was probably intended for the tight end and Wilkins. Wilkins was well covered, and Colt Robertson just waited, and then there's Kane McKinley underneath the goal post, wide open in the center of the end zone. Good delivery from Colt Robertson. Nice snag by Kane McKinley. The PAT after the touchdown is good. So the Tide cut into the lead, get it to a 56-42 advantage, as we'll head over to Ricky Whitaker for our Diamond Production drive summary.
Yeah, Maroon Tide take over 5 minutes off the clock there. Started with 8:14. They end up going 75 yards. A lot of good running plays there in batches. They run 10 plays, and it's capped off by what was a beautiful play by Colt Robertson. He hooks up with Kane McKinley for his first touchdown pass of the night, and Kane's first touchdown of the year. And really just a good play by Colt. It's not there. He buys time, keeps his head up, gets around a defender, and goes through his progressions nicely. Offensive line gave him the time he needed, and gets Picayune back on the board here, 56-42 now.
Yeah, that was a good job of Colt Robertson just extending it. Kind of rolled out to his right, fought back to the middle, and Kane McKinley, Tide dressed in maroon, kind of blended into that maroon end zone from our vantage point, and there he was, wide open. So a good job by McKinley. McKinley, a guy that is lined up at the wing back there prior to the snap, I believe was at the slot receiver spot, kind of that wing that, as you said, kind of flanks out, becomes a slot receiver, Rick. And good job by the senior quarterback finding, as you said, the sophomore with his first score of the year, first touchdown of the year. Here's a onside attempt from the Tide and traveled about 4 or 5 yards. And it finally going to be blown dead. Not sure what this crew was waiting on. Maybe somebody to get waylaid or what, but the whistle finally going to be blown.
Tried something a little different, like an old curling play there.
Yeah, all kind of bunched up. Edgar was going to try to just punch it and then follow it, I'm sure. Mishit it. Only travel, what, Rick? Maybe 5 yards at the most. That was with the Tide blowing on it, trying to breathe on it to get it to move forward. But either way, Ocean Springs going to have it on a short field. Ocean Springs has benefited from some short fields here in the second half. Have it at the 46 of the Tide. Still 3:20 left in this one. A 2-score lead, Rick. I've seen crazier things. It'd be on a top 5 list. But in high school football, you're a turnover away from something wild happening. Going to be a tackle for a loss back to the 49. That's a good start.
That's Whitehead on his first carry of the night.
Whitehead with a 99-yard score earlier. Going to have a tackle for a loss. Going to back it up 4 yards to the 49-yard line. Out near midfield, just a yard shy of midfield. We'll bring up now 2nd and 14 for Ocean Springs. Waltman and Baggett off the left hip. That's who's got it. And Ty going to tackle him. Maybe a gain of 1. Nothing more than that. So now 3rd and 14, Rick. 2:16 left.
Ocean Springs going to try to milk a lot of this clock down, but I tell you, man, if they can get a stop here and force Ocean Spring to punt, it gets a bit more interesting.
Yep. Not going to be much meat left on the bone, though, as we're into the 2-minute mark. Trickle down to 1:53. Same formation. Sophomore Berglund going to give it to Baggett. Baggett was on the left hip, and he has broke off a nice run. See if he got out of bounds or did he stay in. Ball's going to be spotted down at the 38-yard line of the Tide. Moved the sticks, did Chain Gang, and I think it was going to be close, but they kind of bailed trying to get out of the way, and now you don't really know, do you, exactly what you had to get. The ball, when they spot it, is at the 39, Rick. The play took place after the loss of yardage back at the 49. My math has it probably with a first down, but this crew. Anyway, 56-42, 14-point spread.
I think he was short, Clay, by maybe 2 or 3 yards. I don't think he got the first down. I think the spot that's there is way off, but I don't think he got it. The question's going to be does Ocean Springs want to go for it here and then get in victory formation if they can pick it up? And it looks like they're going to do that.
The chains and the marker are a mess, Rick. The ball's at the 39. The way they have it currently set up, it's a 4th and about 2. So we shall see. It's over on the right hash. Shotgun formation. Waltman off the right hip, Baggett off the left hip of Berglund. Sophomore quarterback, Chalmers Berglund. Wide receiver, Whitehead at the top of the screen. As Harlan at the bottom, choosing to go to Harlan. Harlan going to be pass interfered with. Flag came out pretty quickly. Ball went in the air, and Richardson was in one-on-one coverage with Harlan. And as soon as the ball began to sail that way, a flag which it leads us to believe it will be a pass interference on Richardson, and it will be. And that would just about do it, Rick, here with 1:33 left, as it will give Ocean Springs a first down, get it to the 29 of the Tide.
Yeah, but they will go in victory formation now, just content taking a couple of knees.
Yep, just will hit a knee, and that will do it. Berglund going to hit a knee. Probably have to do that once, maybe twice more before we'll get it to zeros, but it'll allow us to start our Exotic Stones and Pearl River Community College post-game show, which has been a wild ball game, Rick. A lot of back and forth, but Ocean Springs had an extra possession or two due to the onside kick game, and then a turnover here in the second half, along with a turnover on downs, and then the 99-yard pitch and catch between Berglund and Whitehead. Kind of the story and the theme of this ball game, a physical contest. Both teams really got after one another. You mentioned the ice bath. Certainly those will be in high demand, as you actually see Baggett from the Ocean Springs side just kind of laying on the turf. He is spent for Ocean Springs. I hope he's not hurt. He's just kind of laying out there. As Picayune, if you're watching the stream, just to let you know, Picayune not going to shake hands with opponents this year due to risk of anything crazy happening. It's not poor sportsmanship. It's just the fact that a lot of your high school coaches have kind of made a gentleman's agreement, like these guys have been getting after one another for 48 minutes. We're better off just heading our separate ways. And so if you're watching a stream, we certainly never want to be labeled as poor sports because of what go on after the game. So just to kind of clear up any misperception there. But Ocean Springs going to take this one tonight, 56-42. Going to better the homestanding Tide, bring the Tide's record to 3-1 on the year. Will stretch Ocean Springs record out to a perfect 4-0. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll play that Exotic Stones commercial, and then we'll head into our Exotic Stones and Pearl River Community College post-game show. Rick will give us that second half scoring summary, give us our numbers, and then get us out of here, as this game has grown to a 2-hour and 40-minute mark. So one spot, then we'll wrap things up, and you can get the rest on our Picayune post-game podcast.
Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have two locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
We're back here at Lee Triplett Stadium. Ocean Springs takes this one tonight, 56-42 over our Picayune Maroon Tide, and a back-and-forth contest for most of the night. Tide went into the locker room trailing 42-28, and then this happened, Ricky Whitaker.
Yeah, so Maroon Tide's open possession. They marched the length of the field and turned the ball over on the 1-yard line. The very next play, Bergman hooks up for his fourth touchdown pass on the night. This time it's 99-yard variety to Whitehead. Maroon Tide come back and answer with a 15-yard touchdown by Dennis. That makes it 49-35. Baggett goes in from 3 yards out. That makes it 56-35. Maroon Tide punt. McKinley goes in from 9 yards, 9-yard pitch and catch from Mr. Colt Robertson. That makes it 56-42, and that's how it ended. But it really goes back, Clay, to the first half and stealing those possessions with back-to-back onside kicks. That was really the difference. When you look at it, outside of the fumble and outside of the punt that really was brought on because of penalties, the offensive unit, you can't say a whole lot negative about what Picayune did tonight. At the end of the day, this is two opponents. They're not district opponents, but they do use each other as a measuring stick to check each other's oil. 2 years ago, they came in here and stole one from us. Last year, we went and stole one from them. They wanted this one. Both teams did. They played very, very well, a hard-fought, heavyweight bout between two of the top teams on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, and I mean, you can tell the physical toll that it's taken on both the Victor and on Picayune, as Ocean Springs and Picayune. Just that was a tough contest, physically, mentally. Even a call it, Rick, when you look at as much happened in the first half, you know, we talked about the pin, the Excel sheet, the you think about being an athlete down there, the emotions back and forth, the roller coaster ride that it was. And the key tonight, probably Ocean Springs just out-possessioned Picayune, is probably as simple as that. There's a lot that took place. Picayune had a big kick return there in the first half from Fortenberry, but I'll give you a chance to give the offensive numbers. I just wanted to throw Fortenberry because that's probably not captured in there, but he had that 85-yard touchdown return for the Maroon Tide there in the first half.
Yeah, the Maroon Tide came into this game, Clay, averaging 6.8 yards per carry on the year. So looking at the scoring leaders tonight, Jordan Hawthorne, 10 rushes, 117 yards, had a touchdown, 2 receptions for 16 yards. Zay Dennis, 24 for 192 and 3 touchdowns on the night. He was the workhorse and what we believe will be our player of the game, our Farm Bureau player of the game for the Picayune broadcast tonight. Jamari Hawthorne, 5 for 67, and Kane McKinley, 6 for 46, and then had a 9-yard touchdown pass. Ontario Wilkins had a catch for 61 yards. On the night, Colt Robertson, 4 of 5 for 86 yards and a touchdown. And then when you look at it, man, 45 rushes, 408 yards, 4 touchdowns than we did tonight due to special teams.
Yep, when you look at it there, Rick, that adds up to nearly 500 yards of total offense and a special team score. Normally you get any combination like that, you win the football game. Just wasn't in the cards tonight. Tip of the cap to Ocean Springs, to Coach Bramlett, come in here and extend their record out to 4-0. The Tide going to go on the road next week up to a worthy opponent once again, the Poplarville Hornets, who it seemed to be taking care of the Blue Devils. Don't have a final score on that one unless you do, Rick.
Yeah, we got one from Mr. Jeff Lossett, 49-14.
49-14.
I believe is what Mr. Lossett sent us, but I'm going to double-check that, Clay, because it's been a long night.
Yeah, it has. We'll have more interviews from Postgame on our Postgame podcast. Rick and I will be able to preview that Poplarville broadcast, and Rick's nodding his head that it was indeed a 49-14 win tonight. That's an impressive win for Poplarville tonight. That'll be a heck of an environment up in Poplarville next week. We hope that you will join our show. If you get a chance this week and if you enjoyed the stream tonight, please go subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell a friend. We appreciate Jackson Harrelson, all that he's done to add to the Talking Ball, y'all. Media coverage, Diamond Productions coming in clutch for us, and Donnie Pascal. I can't thank you enough, Ricky Whitaker, for what you do week in, week out. On a night like tonight, the bookkeeping on something like this turns into quite the bear. You did an outstanding job as usual. And till you hear from us again on our preview podcast, our post-game podcast for the final time tonight, it's Ocean Springs over Picayune, 56-42. Love God, love people.